All right, ladies and gentlemen, how is everyone?
Very well, thank you.
So
And tired.
you're tired. We're all
Uh,
tired.
yeah, that's human condition for
That's
you.
the human condition for you.
Yeah.
Everyone except for, I was going to say Barry, but he pulled his headphones off, so that won't be funny, will it? Anyway, okay. So you guys are in London. How odd is that? Isn't that weird? And you're vampires and stuff, and it's dark because it's nighttime. What do you reckon?
Wild.
I know, isn't that wild? It's fucking raining again because it's London, and the mist is sort of shrouding around Uther's house, which is where most of you are, right?
Yep.
Not me, but I will head back there
Right. Where were
on
you?
Kit's bicycle.
Remind us where you were.
Just kidding. Motorbike.
Where were you, Sage? Where are you coming from? What's your mindset?
Soze.
From Soze, right. So your mindset is upon the sunroom still.
Yeah, yeah.
You are recalling the sunroom. I see. Okay. So you get back to the gates and make a perception alertness check for me there, Charlie.
Okay. Okay.
Oh yeah. Hi, Garth.
4.
Sorry. Four successes.
Yeah.
I have to remember that we're not playing D&D because a 4 would be a terrible, abysmal failure. But in this game, a 4 is quite successful. So
Good.
you look around, and in the distance, under the lightning-filled sky, you see a pale man transforming into a wolf
On the way up the
driveway.
driveway.
Yeah.
He's just showing off now.
He turns to you and he looks up and he holds both his hands aloft to the sky and he earth melts. He's gone in a flash.
Is it that time of the night then?
Apparently it is.
Oh, is it though?
It's getting there. He's decided that it is for him.
Oh, it's like midnight.
He's a grown-up. He can go to bed anytime he wants.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, that's right. So you go back up to the house, I assume.
Yep.
Unless you want to go and investigate his hill hole.
I think I'll be okay.
I think so. Okay, good.
This
is a good decision, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You don't want frenzying freaking elders on your face. Okay, so you get back to Uther's house and Benjamin looks out the door and ushers you in.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Has anything changed?
Well, no, nothing has changed. People are still dead. The same people are still dead.
Good.
But look, tomorrow, tell your associates that tomorrow we will be heading to Paris.
I thought we had 3 nights.
Well, things are moving ahead.
God damn it. Fine. I was going to try and make sure my album was sort of done.
Why don't I talk to Mr.
Stenson?
Yes, that fellow, the one that you mentioned.
Yes.
And I'll see if I can have your recording business performed in. He stumbles over a word on the continent.
I'm sorry, what was that? I'm hard of hearing.
He says you are not hard of hearing.
Well, my player character is. So, I don't know why either.
Is that what you're saying?
What?
So we shall organize to bring Mr. Stenson and his people to the continent if necessary.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If necessary. Otherwise, it might be that you're back within a few days or weeks, in which case it's more of an interruption.
All right. Is there options?
It must be very disturbing for you as an artist to have these sorts of interruptions in your weekly schedule where you're sent off to dark places to fight vampires with assault rifles.
Yes, it's definitely not planned.
I must say, I do admire you and your comrades for your ability to go into these situations. I'm not sure I would want to do that.
I wouldn't want you to either.
Oh, well, he takes out his glasses and puts them on. I'm going to go and read the newspaper.
Okay. Tell me how it is.
He wanders off. All right. The rest of you, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you the one with the fancy hair. That guy, Luke, Dr. Shipman.
Hello?
What are you doing right now? What's Dr. Shipman doing? We need more
I
Dr.
think
Shipman
I
on
just
this
joined
show.
in with everyone else. In the main, I think, is it the library? Were we all in the library?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So you're in the library and you're sitting reading medical books from older times, most of which have some relation to present medicine, you realize and recognize, some of which have some dreadful errors. And then going back far enough, you start getting to Paracelsus, at which point we're not even talking about medicine, we're talking about magic. It's a whole other thing. And from what you've come to realize, I mean, it may or may not be any less true than the stuff that you're already dealing with. So, vampire powers can exist. Maybe medicine through herbs can exist too. Who knows? Bit of belief in there. I don't know. Anyway, that's what you're
medicines.
Yeah, natural medicines, herbal medicines, tinctures, alchemy, all that fun stuff. All right, Mr. Tahira, Philippe Gratiano, you're sitting in the corner still. You've been taken into the room where Kitty's box was, and that's where you were last seen, I believe, downstairs in the basement.
Yeah,
Have you emerged from that space as of yet, or are you going to stay there until the point that she's taken?
I will stay there, keep her company until it's taken away.
All right, very good. Alexi.
Hello.
Yes.
I'll just be browsing books.
Browsing books.
Yeah.
Are you at the mansion or are you elsewhere?
I just got back to the mansion last time.
Right, and you just finished translating the book
Yes,
of
sir.
Nod. At least what you think is the book of Nod. It might be the book of Shod, but
Might be.
it's hard to say at this point.
As long as the language is not made up, because I just learned it.
The
So
language isn't made up, so if it's a fake, it's an old fake, and it's probably still worth money. It's probably still worth something to somebody. It's worth something to you right now, I would expect, even then.
can I have grabbed one of my cats when I was last in London?
Okay, so you brought one of your cats back
Yeah.
to Uther's house.
Yeah.
Okay,
Gonna use it for recon.
for recon. Okay, very cool. Okay, well, right now there's a storm outside, and lightning and thunder is flashing about in a typical horror movie mansion estate type of way. It may even occur to you what a cliche that is. Yes,
Just-
please.
Is it? Could you please turn yourself up a little?
No.
I'm sorry. Everyone else is like a normal level, and then you're just a little,
Yeah,
little
I've
quiet.
been trying to turn it up, but I'm at max volume, so
Yeah, me too.
he's quite a lot quieter than usual.
Check, check, check. How's that?
Beautiful.
Yeah, good.
Mm-hmm.
Chef's
All right.
kiss.
But now
There
you're out
you
of
go.
focus. No.
No, I'm out of focus. I'm back.
Continue.
Right. So all that time I thought I was sounding so authoritative. In fact, I've sounded like a muppet.
A little
Oh, no.
mouse.
You're gonna go over to the thing, and I'm so
That's why I couldn't hear you before.
I'm so cool. It's not the DM. Okay. All right. No. Thank you. Thank you for humiliating me in front of
You're-
people.
You're
Jesus.
welcome.
No, you did that by yourself.
Oh, ouch, ouch. I'm getting beaten up tonight. Fuck you guys. All right.
How your characters die.
See this? I just rolled my sleeves up. You're in trouble now.
Oh shit.
Oh shit. Okay. So Kitty's in a box. Raya. What are you doing?
What can I do for
Raya?
you?
Are you outside the door where Philippe is presently on the floor with the box?
Keeping an eye, making sure nothing bad happens to it.
All right. Fair call. Does anyone want to do anything for the rest of the night then?
Yeah, I do. Please.
Go.
I'm just going to go around collecting everything that I have that is sentimental.
Okay.
Um,
Can you think of anything? Can you make a list?
I can.
Good. Do it.
Okay, well, there's my jacket, my crescent moon jacket. Although I did leave.
You writing this down?
I know. I already know this.
All right.
I'm not taking this with me actually. So
You're not taking it with you.
no, I'm putting my original book of lyrics in with that. You know, I had a list. Now it's gone. Other sentimental things.
Okay.
Like, okay, you know what?
Like Alan.
Parker's Parker's gun. I'm gonna put that together.
Okay.
Pretty much things that I've had an attachment to over the years. I don't think I should bring up anything else because I can't think of it at the moment. But I'm gonna put it all in a box.
Right.
And I'm gonna attempt to bury it outside.
Okay. Ooh, in the rain. Okay.
How very poetic. Eh?
Yeah. It's very poetic. Are you like wiping rain off your face and it looks like you're crying, but you're not. You're just like wiping rain off your face.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. While you're out there wiping rain off your face, can you make a perception check, please? Perception alertness. It's not for big dogs or naked Norsemen either.
This one.
Just one naked Norseman? No. What you see instead is the lights of a truck coming up the driveway. Through the rain, 2 big headlights coming up the driveway. They resolve into the lights of a rather large moving truck, which then pulls up in the driveway with the sound of the gravel scraping under its wheels. Huge, what it have probably something in the vicinity of 10 wheels on this thing. So it pulls up there and the back door's open. A bunch of large moving van guys get out. Guys and gals with their uniforms that say rent a truck. And they take out of the back of the truck, they start moving out these large boxes that look approximately the size of coffins. There appear to be about 9 of them.
Okay.
They take them
Can't
in
imagine what they're used
get to
for.
the front door, and Benjamin is there, and he instructs them to bring them into the foyer by the stairs and lay them in the court between the archway between the 2 sets of stairs that wrap around on their way up to the library. So there's now a pile of essentially coffins in the below the library, at the bottom of the stairs.
Might ask one of them if I could borrow one of their carving knives to like open boxes with.
Box cutters? You want box cutters? You want a
Yes,
box
please.
cutter? Yeah, I'll put it on the bill for the moving. Here you go.
Sure. So I'm not paying for it.
£4.50.
It's okay.
Right. So you now have an orange box cutter.
Sweet.
All right.
I'm gonna go and carve on the box. Here lies sage, and then just bury it.
All right. On the box outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Very good. So your box is buried. Philippe, we know what you're doing. Luke, you're just going to read until it gets close to dawn, I'm guessing. Or you got plans?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm doing right now. I think I'm still probably coming back mentally.
Okay.
So just going back to familiarity.
Back to familiarity. All right. Cool. Alexi. What is Alexi?
Pretty much just doing the same thing, reading away.
Okay. All right. Well, dawn approaches and everyone feels it's probably time to go to bed. At which point, just as you're thinking about this, you hear Benjamin walking around calling out to you. Excuse me, sir, madam, sir, all of you, if you don't mind, can you gather here in the foyer? The foyer, whatever you pronounce that word.
Just put my box cutter in my jeans.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Would you mind getting Philippe, please, Rhea?
I do, sir.
Thank you.
She will
She's
go
not
in
a ghoul
mindfully.
anymore, Benjamin.
It's chain of command.
Right.
Philippe,
Yes,
you are wanted.
I am wanted. He looks at the coffin and he says, I will be back. I do not know when, but I will be back. All right? Okay.
Very good. And
What are
you,
we wanted for, Rhea?
I believe you will be moving on soon, sir.
Hopefully, the rest of you will be moving on with me at some point. I'm
I
a
will-
bit. I have to admit, I am a bit afraid, you know?
There is nothing to be afraid of, sir. I'm sure you and your companions can face anything that comes at you.
No, you fill me with confidence, Rhea. You know that? You just give a person confidence. Okay, he marches out.
okay. So
Yep.
you realize that everybody else is basically standing there in the foyer in a semicircle, and at the top of the stairs stands Uther. Greetings, all. I've called you here to inform you of the circumstance. Tomorrow we leave as early as possible, but there is no pressure to leave before midnight if we don't need to. But at midnight we must be on our way. Is everybody clear?
Yes, sir.
These are your boxes, your coffins, your traveling companions. Each one of these is for you. Take one, load it with yourself and your things. Take what you deem as necessary. Leave behind anything that does not have direct bearing on your soul.
Okay.
Again, I ask, are we clear?
Yeah.
Clear.
May one ask where we are going? What
Tomorrow night you will wake up in the chateau of one named Lord Pantheous. That is his name to you.
Lord Pantheous. Thank you.
His palace is outside of the city of Paris in the old world. He is the first of several elders whom you will meet on a somewhat rushed induction into something bigger than perhaps you've imagined possible.
May one ask about our retainers and such like things?
Your retainers have been informed. They have each been called by an outside agency designed specifically for this task.
What's gonna happen with Liz?
Liz, I imagine, will find her way to Paris.
She's coming to Paris?
She is listed as a retainer for you, yes.
Oh, she's gonna love it there.
She is in this house. You've brought her here.
It's true.
The one named Rhea. Are you still present and accounted for?
I am still here and accounted for, sir. What
Will
can I do for you?
I am to ascertain your connection to this group and to see whether you will continue being an asset to them.
I am employed by Philippe and I will be here as long as he needs me.
Will you be prepared to travel to the old world, or will you stay in London?
She turns to look at Philippe.
She will be. And he looks at her as to say, do you want to come with me?
I would prefer to stay here, sir, but if you need me to come, I will come.
I need you to come.
Okay.
I have much to learn.
Very well. Do you have any questions? Understand that I cannot answer all of your questions. There are reasons for that, which I cannot disclose. Some of which you can probably guess. No?
Staying quiet.
Very well.
I know something of Paris, if that helps.
Where we will be going is outside of Paris, some short distance of less than 200 miles. I may or may not be there. I do have other things I must attend to. So do not be surprised if I do not immediately appear. Lord Pantheous will make himself known to you. Good luck.
Yes.
Very well. This may be the last time I see you, so Sage, come here.
I woke up to Uther.
He pops a vein open with his thumbnail and he
Yeah.
says, "Drink of me, child.
Okay. I will do so.
It will strengthen you for the trials ahead. You have not seen trials like this. They will come soon. You'll succeed at them. You have our blood."
I do have a question.
Uther licks his wrist. "You have a question, Gratiano?
What of my broodmate?
What of your broodmate?
Yes.
She's coming with. Her fate shall be decided by others.
Thank you, my lord.
They will be trusted. Her fate will be entrusted to the wisdom of a group of elders whom have seen fit to see reason in the past.
Thank you, my lord. Sorry for interrupting.
Very well. Will there be anything else? Nope. Okay, very good. You all go to bed then, I assume.
My heart breaks as I leave.
Aw.
Well, you said we might not see each other. And I did just have some more of his blood, so
Right, so now you're feeling super duper whammy spammy fucking vampire.
Mm.
All right, cool. All right, so what are you going to do? You go to bed?
Are we going to bed in these coffins currently?
It's up to you. What do you want to do? That's what I'm asking you.
I go down by my broodmate.
Okay. Do you take a coffin down there and...
Yep.
Okay.
I get
So you had to
Ray
scrape
to
him.
help me.
All right.
I get Ray to help me.
All right. Very good.
And I look at them like, I look at Rhea like, wow, she's whipped.
Poor Raya. She's just got good self-control and discipline and all of that good stuff.
Mm.
Yeah, right. She's like, yeah. Okay.
She's currently putting together a completely different character sheet.
I'll have I know what this role is. I just have to look up specifically a thing.
And
Yeah.
Sorry, no, go.
as you're going down, Philippe will say, "Are you sure you don't mind coming? Because hang on. Are you sure you don't mind coming?"
Benjamin's doing the dishes.
Of course, I do not mind going where my employer needs me. I do not mind coming and training you in the arts that you requested, but my position is here, and when that is done, I will return.
Everyone, everyone that goes to bed at least. Or is this conversation before that, I assume?
Oh, well, we were taking the coffin down to the...
Okay, makes sense. You can finish the conversation if you like.
Does that mean Raya also needs a coffin to go to sleep in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right.
There are plenty.
That's fine. There's probably plenty of coffins.
I've got a new role for you that I bet you've never rolled. Perception and self-control.
Perception and self-control.
Yeah. Can you even do that?
As Raya?
Did I break the game?
Can you even do that?
That's
Yeah,
right.
let's do it.
The other three, wouldn't it?
Perception. I don't think you can do perception and self-control. I
Oh.
can roll perception separately, and then I can do. Wait,
No,
Self-control.
you should be able to.
I should be able to do that. How the? It's just 1 and then none,
No.
and then +2.
It only rolls the perception.
No, you can just go +2, and then it rolls it.
That is
Right.
good.
Right, so you can just add your self-control. Right. Okay, so
2 successes.
2 successes.
Good job.
1 success.
Are we all doing it?
Yep,
Yeah.
Oh.
all doing this.
I'm curious to see if
This is while you're asleep.
perception and self-control.
While we're asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, before I go to
Wild.
bed, I have a shower. I just buried my shit in the dirt and the rain. I'm having a shower. So fight me,
Honestly,
guys.
honestly fair.
Fight me, doctor.
Honestly
Doctor.
fair.
I
Philippe-
think all of us are doing that. We're all having a shower before we go to bed.
Right.
Yeah.
Philippe, you get 2 successes on this check. Sometime during the day, basically, depending on how many successes you get, if you get, does anyone get more than 2 successes, first of all?
Got
Whoa.
7.
the fuck?
Holy shit. Is that
Well, the
even
extra shit.
possible?
I've got
Wild.
4 I've got 4 self-control.
That's really good, man.
Okay, Doctor, you're the only one that notices this then. This is perfect. Everyone else just sleeps through this. But at
Didn't
some
have a
point,
shower.
you wake up in the middle of the day to the sound of nails being driven into your coffin.
Oh, wild. Again.
Yeah. It's like the first time he's woken up during the day.
It's not the
Probably
first
won't
time
be
he's woken up
last.
during the day.
He's
No.
a light sleeper.
When did he wake up during the day before?
It was like
I had a dream or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
it's a
true.
regular thing now.
Wow, we've established a thing about your character. That's a you have to write that down now. It's canon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's lovely.
That's lovely. That's lovely.
I think that's what I'll say.
wakes up in the middle of the day. All right. There's coffins, nails in my coffin. Awesome. You suspect you can hear nails in everybody else's coffins being driven in too.
I'm assuming it needs to happen and it's not malicious activity.
Right. Very good.
Oh, also, I didn't take anything. Just what I'm wearing.
All right. So you
What's
go
the
to
self-control element, Thick?
the self-control is to be awake during this
Mm.
time of the day.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Typically, as a vampire during daylight hours, you have to make a self-control check to stay awake for every minute that you're awake
Oh, wow.
while the sun is up. So it's really, really hard to stay awake after the sun comes up. And this also, humanity gets involved. So, yeah, all that stuff. Righty ho. You guys sleep, and at some time around about 7:15 through to 7:45 p.m., about the period that you would normally be waking up, you do wake up to the sounds of rattling and motion.
Should have brought a book.
And you're laying on your back. It's of course dark. You can't really move your hands very much. And after about an hour of this, everyone needs to make a self-control check
To not be bored.
to not be so bored and frustrated that you frenzy. But you can spend a willpower point if you like.
I will spend a willpower.
Barry, you have 2 successes.
Lucky.
And they are
I've got one.
nines. Okay. Sage
One
has
success.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
success. Okay, that is enough. It's very uncomfortable and unpleasant, but
Oh
eventually.
God, Rhea.
Oh, Rhea, did you just lose it, Rhea?
Oh,
Okay, Rhea.
To be fair,
Too
I'm rolling
hard.
with Kitty's stats. She doesn't have a lot of self-control. I feel like
Right.
Rhea might have more.
Well, Rhea probably would have more. Why don't you just roll an extra 2 dice for Rhea?
Okay.
Just roll again.
There we go. 2 successes. Oh, fine.
Okay, there you go. That seems fair and reasonable. All
Well,
right,
those ones cancel it though.
just
It's
stop,
still no.
stop talking. Stop talking.
I wanted to see someone go
I
crazy.
mean, to me, one of them's a 10.
I'm
and a
here for
1.
this.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Enough.
Rhea just fucking.
She loses her plot.
She's like scratching on the
Scratching on the inside.
on
of
the
this.
thing. On the
Does
inside. She probably breaks a nail.
She's got no gangrel in her, does she?
She's a bruiser.
Yeah, she's got potence though, so she should be able to punch her way out.
She probably will start punching the box then.
Right. At which point, what time did I say it was? So you're obviously awake. Okay. There's just the dying rays of the sun cast through the back of a truck. And you can see the light just getting so dim it's practically not daylight anymore, but it's just those last rays of twilight peeping through little holes in the edges of the truck, the lining. All right. Do you get out or do you?
She probably gets out and just. Well, I don't know how much she punched. Did she punch the whole box open, or she just punch a hole?
I'm reckoning it was like a plank.
Yeah.
Like just one plank in front of your face, basically, that you've punched out, and it's just popped out in front of you.
Excuse me, I would like to get out of this box.
You become aware that there is probably no one anywhere near you to help you with that.
She'll just rip it open
Okay,
if she can.
if she can. You can make a strength and athletics check.
Strength and athletics. Okay, that's fine. Strength, athletics. Wait, hold on.
I'm not
Oh, yeah,
laughing at you. I'm laughing
that's-
for you.
That's fine. Yeah, that's one success.
One success. All right. Okay, well, you're sitting in the back of the truck, and I don't know if you're going to look outside through the little holes in the door. It's very, in fact, you know what? I'm not sure there is any light in here because it's designed for vampires.
She's probably just waiting, seeing if
Right,
someone else is going to wake up.
right. I'm just going to do a quick do-over on this truck.
Okay.
There's no light.
There's no lights.
There's a couple of, maybe you thought it was daylight, but it's in fact the back of an orange light that's on the inside of the door. That's shining a little bit of light through a hole, but it's an electric light. Turns out some sort of indicator, perhaps. In any case, the truck eventually stops, and the doors open. Kitty, what do you do?
Raya.
Raya. Yes, that's what I meant to say. Sorry, I mean Sage. I mean Bella.
Raya would probably just be like, I do not appreciate being nailed into a box. Where exactly are we?
These people rapidly and immediately start speaking French, and they don't understand you apparently, but they look quite surprised, and they're wearing uniforms. One of them's wearing a chef's uniform. He's quite big. He just not got the hat on. He's just got an apron, and there's a couple of others. There's an old lady among them, and they're like they look at each other and they usher you down out of the back of the truck.
Raya will get out of the truck.
They start picking up boxes, and they point out one of the boxes, and the old lady taps you on the shoulder, and she points at the box.
No.
Okay, and then they just carry the rest of the boxes inside, and they leave that one there. And just a minute later after that, a fellow comes out dressed very finely in a nice suit, walking in your direction quite casually. He's got short hair, looks like an old man, an older gentleman. He says, "Bonjour, I am Mr. Lords."
Hello?
Hello, I am here to help you. You are from London, yes?
Yes, that is correct. I am Raya. Apologies, I get claustrophobic. I kind of
Of course, I
freaked
understand.
out a little bit.
You are safe now. You are at the house of Lord Pantheous. This is his manse. These are the old palaces of the King Louis XIV, you know?
No?
Never mind. He's a very great king and very powerful, but nonetheless, please come this way.
Was he the one who got his head chopped off?
I think he turns around and he puts his hand on your shoulder. I think all of them got their heads chopped off for different reasons, you know, the revolution, the dark times.
Makes a lot of sense. Sorry, I'm Raya. I am.
Greetings, Rhea. I'm Monsieur Lords, or Louds, as you say in France.
Lads? Lads.
Oui. Louds.
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 Monsieur Louds. Very good. Okay, so you go inside the house, and it is basically 1, 2, 3. Where's this? I have a reference picture for you. It's everywhere. Okay, the Tuileries Palace in France. If you Google this and Google the images, and if you can't, then some clever person will probably share it for you, like myself, perhaps. No, I'm not sharing it because I've got too many tabs open, and they will reveal all my evil plans. So somebody please share an image of the Tuileries Palace. And I'll
Someone do like a secret message in their tabs, like "you look silly" or something in your
Right.
tabs.
Wow, that's a
And then-
genius idea. That's how you could send messages, like if you were a spy.
Help me! They're holding me hostage, or I'm not all right.
That's great. They should do it during a vampire game too, like over Zoom.
It's time.
Right, best time. Did you find the pictures? Anyone?
I've
Yep,
even looked it up.
one moment.
Hi Garth, by the way.
Hello.
Bonjour.
I'm not French.
There we go. French stuff.
French stuff. Yep,
Wow.
that's the stuff.
Orangery.
But if you that's what you're looking at. You're outside that right now. That's pretty much the core of it. Okay,
Very pretty.
Cool.
we've all
I think I've actually been there.
awesome.
Is that the place with the really good gardens?
There's probably a few of those in France, I expect.
This has like a weird like staircase that comes
that
down
garden?
the middle, and
Yep,
then
something like that, maybe.
yeah, no, I've been there. It's very pretty. It was very
Wow.
cold.
Wow.
Did not see gardens because it was snowing.
Right. Fair enough. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Okay, so this is where you're outside of, and they take you inside into a large room where they stack the boxes on top of tables. They're not stacked on top of each other, they're just on top of tables, separate tables. So everybody's got their own table to wake up on. And yes, the various servants largely disappear except for Lords, who stays nearby. Now, Caitlin,
Yes.
your sire has sent you to go and speak with your guests and introduce them to the place, which apparently you have been to, so that's helpful. And yes, and when the time comes, you will receive a text message on your telling phone to tell you that you should bring your guests up to Lord Pantheous's chambers, please.
And you. It's perfectly fine. Lords,
Yes, madame. How may I help you?
have our guests arrived?
They have arrived. I am entertaining them presently down by the kitchen.
Oh yes, my favorite place to be. I will be there soon.
I did not want to disturb the gallery tonight. I thought perhaps Lord Pantheous wanted these people to be treated as honorable guests, but I'm afraid there's from London, you know.
Yes. Well, us Londoners can be quite annoying, can't we?
We'll see how they feel when they come out of their boxes.
That is a good idea.
Very well. Good luck with this. I will be at your side if you need anything, of course.
I appreciate it, Lords.
All right.
Yep. And she will probably put down the book that she was reading putting the ribbon bookmark in the correct place, and then putting it on the windowsill. And she will tidy herself and make her way down to the kitchen.
Very well. All right, you make your way to the kitchen, and this is a somewhat disused kitchen in this particular part of the house. It's more of it's a relic, really. And as you have your boxes opened, they're kind of split open with some sort of implement by Mr. Lords, one at a time. The light of the kitchen filters in, and you are able to see.
Is the doctor okay?
Dr. Shipman?
Yeah.
I think he's frozen.
He's catatonic. Is he frozen or catatonic?
He's left the roll 20, so we'll see how it goes.
Oh man.
Hmm.
Oh no. That's bad. That's
no.
bad. Okay, well now he's gone. All right, well hopefully the doctor will be back momentarily.
He will be.
Alexei, what do you do? Your coffin.
He's having technical difficulties, but I get out and have a look around.
Okay, well there is
Grab
this
the cat.
lady standing next to you, played by Caitlin. Who? What does she look like, Caitlin?
She is
In fact,
tall.
hold that thought, because everybody else's box open, and this way you only have to describe yourself once.
Worked for me.
Right. So back to you, Caitlin. That's for your description. Or are you waiting for Dr. Shipman to come back?
I thought you told me to wait, or
I literally only meant for a few seconds. But
Oh,
that's okay.
here he comes.
Here he comes. That's
here he
cool.
comes. There you go. We'll wait for him.
We'll wait for him. Yeah. Please hold the line.
One moment, caller.
Yes.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Your call is important to us.
Da, da,
Oh,
da,
dear.
da, 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 da. Well, he's back on roll 20, but he's not
Yeah.
here.
Come on, Dr. Shipman.
Come on, Doc.
Dr. Shipman?
Paging Dr. Shipman to the kitchen ward.
The kitchen ward.
To the morgue. Paging Dr. Shipman to the morgue.
To the morgue. That's pretty realistic, I think.
Yeah.
Paging Dr. Shipman to the vampire, the masquerade ward.
Right.
Hurry the fuck up. We're
Oh.
all waiting.
He can find out fucking later.
Yeah, you can find it later.
Standing in front of you is a very tall, beautiful woman. She has brown curled hair that it goes down to her waist, and she is in a black lace top silk dress, and she is very done up, and she is leaning against one of the tables with a very discerning look on her face, and she smiles, but it's not a kind smile. Hello, what can I do for you? Welcome to wherever the fuck we are. I've forgotten the name.
Chateau Le Bloody Blood, Toulouse.
Toulouse. Welcome to the Chateau de Toulouse.
Yeah.
My name is Sienna, and I am here to help you.
Hello,
We
Um,
were
Alexis.
just told to come here. We thought maybe you could help us.
Yes,
That's what she said.
that's what I
I
said.
mean, sorry, the other way. I'm off. I'm a little bit off right now, so I apologize.
Yes. Well,
I don't really want to be in this situation, but
what
we all do
situation
things
is
that we
that?
can't-
Barry, what is Philippe doing?
I'll just be silent.
Besides munching.
Philippe is making sure. Hang on. Yeah, Philippe is looking around the mansionette at the kitchen, at the art, and trying to estimate how old it is and all this sort of thing.
Right. Fair enough. It seems to be very old. It seems to be very classic stuff. This is an actual palace from the 17th century.
Okay. Oh, how wonderful! This is
Just the
wonderful.
kitchen, monsieur. Just the kitchen.
Oh, I cannot wait to see the rest of it.
Now, perhaps we should
Freya is
take you
just sizing up this woman that's in front of her. She's just like, who is this person?
Madame, perhaps we should take our guests to their rooms.
Yes, I believe that is, of course, what we should do. If you'd follow me. And she turns and starts walking.
Mr. Lords hands you a ring of keys.
She accepts the keys and twiddles it around her fingers and then starts ascending the staircase.
Okay.
Boss, do you think that this is okay?
Of course. As discussed.
I was talking as Rhea. Fuck, do I need to I was talking to Barry. I need to speak in Russian more when I am Rhea.
I see. You got me because I was still listening to the wrong character. It wasn't that you. I just wasn't paying attention.
It's okay.
Go on.
Boss, are you all right? The boxes tend to be quite hell on the back, no?
Oh, it is terrible on the back. Oh. Yeah, got it. Yep.
Very good. If you require help, I will be here.
Welcome back, Mr. Shipman. Short story is that you guys have met Caitlin's character and she is taking you to your rooms.
Right. I believe you will be in here, and one of you will be in there, and then the other two will be down the hall, left and right.
Right. Perfect. And they unlock your doors, and you have these ridiculously beautiful rooms, huge bedrooms with en suites and bathrooms and all of the modern facilities. And it's the bed's huge, like they're like palace beds, palace bedrooms. They're stunning. You may have never slept in a room like this ever, and may never again. Who knows?
The windows are blacked out.
Right.
So they have curtains that are drawn across, but they're like very big, heavy curtains, but they're currently open. But if you would tell if they'd go close across, there would be no light in these rooms when the curtains are closed.
Right. All right. Cool bananas. So, what do you do? Oh, and Mr. Lord says perhaps you should show them to the common room so they have some time amongst themselves before we introduce them to the master.
Yes, if you'd like to follow me, I will take you to the gallery. She leads you to this other room, which is quite large and ornate, and there is a beautiful mural on the ceiling that has been done by some artist.
This mural, if I may, can I pick up?
You can.
This mural, the room is octagonal, and the ceiling of the room with this mural has an image of a black snake flying across from one side to the other to eat the sun.
Does it succeed?
It's hard to say. It's a still picture.
Right. Okay. Maybe there's a book somewhere.
But it's got its teeth. It's got its mouth and teeth open as it goes for the sun.
Mhm.
All right, and the rest of the sky is, faces and angels' wings and storm clouds. Right. Okay, so it's sort of classical Renaissance, William Blake-ish. Okay, so you are in a room and you're alone. There's plush furniture. Is there anything anyone would like before I leave you here? Madame, Monsieur, Lords,
No, thank you.
ladies? No? Very well. Mr. Lords retreats. And they leave you and they close the door.
Who is that?
Who is he?
Yeah, we weren't actually introduced.
His name is Mr. Lords. He
Okay.
is a retainer of your host.
Right. This place is huge.
Yes, very observant of you.
I'm just looking around. It's not really to my taste, so a lot of it's like, okay, that was a
Are we
choice.
free to roam?
You're free to roam as long as you don't exit the gates and don't interrupt anyone else's business.
Yeah.
There
We'll go
are a couple of
exploring.
areas where you shouldn't go, and Russell will fill you in so that I don't have to say it because I don't fucking know.
The dungeon master fills you in on the places not to go.
Oh, I won't go there.
Good, because there'll be a lot of trouble if you do. That's big trouble, especially there. Okay, but essentially, yeah, stay out of Lord Pantheous' personal part of the house, or the wrists will be slapped. Okay, is that clear? Right. Right. In the meantime, you have access to the library and all of the other common rooms, parts of the building, the historic parts of the building, all of the tourist attractions, the galleries, that type of stuff. There
There's
is
a ballroom, there is a music studio, there's a music room, there is many rooms full of shit.
and there is a
So
choir.
good.
There is a boys' choir playing in the chapel just across from you, even at this hour.
I'm gonna go there.
Okay. All right, you go in there, and there is, as you go in, can you make a perception alertness check, please? How did it go? 0? All right. Well, that's miraculous. Yep, that's a 0. Okay. You go in there, and there is a choir, a boys' choir, and there's an older man standing there in a purple robe conducting them and singing with them, certainly parts of it. He has an amazing voice. And he looks around while he's singing and conducting the choir, and he smiles to you. And they continue, and they go all the way through to the end of this very long, song thing. What do you do while that happens?
They,
Anything in particular? Or?
Are they human?
Are they human? You want to make an Auspex check?
Yeah.
Can you do that? Do you have
Well, I
the
guess I
auto?
can listen to them breathing, right? I can hear. Well, I guess they're singing.
They're singing, so they have to breathe. They all have to breathe. You can make a perception and investigation check on any one of 22 altar boys or the conductor.
One of the boys.
All right.
Right, well, while you're here, is there anything that you want to accomplish before things get down to business?
1 success.
1 success. You would say this boy was a person, a human. Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down.
Okay, you sit down and just listen. Okay, very well. The song finishes, and the conductor turns to you, and he comes over in your direction. Good evening, sir. Bonjour.
Evening.
I thought you might speak English. It is so good to have a chance to speak in English once again. Are you one of the guests here?
Yes, yeah, we've just arrived.
I see. There
Thought I'd
seems to
just
be...
acquaint myself with the premises. See what's happening.
I see. There seems to be a number of guests here present. You and several others have come at once. Are you?
Are we not the only group? What do you mean, my companions?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I only know that there are several other guests about.
Okay.
I'm not sure who they are. Not exactly. So you enjoy the choir?
Yeah, I enjoy choirs. I appreciate the, the organization and of singing like this.
Right.
How
There's
long
a
have you been
s-
doing this?
He turns to you. He says, "Only for the last 600 years."
I guess that's probably why you're quite good at it then.
Oh, it helps. He smiles. It helps. Before this, I was very interested in the theatre, but Christian choirs exceeded themselves in their nature. Something new was born when, and he starts to go on about the history of the choir and the Christian choir in particular, and Christian boys' choirs and various sects, and you learn a whole bunch of religious history, or at least he spouts it. Whether or not it stays is entirely a different question. All right.
Like all the boys out. Do you let them out or
I
have
must.
other uses for them?
You're very forward, young man.
Well,
These boys, they are members of my choir. I wouldn't touch them if I could help it.
Well, I mean, they can't remain boys forever, right?
Can't they, though?
I don't know. Do these ones remain boys forever?
The ones that I choose to remain boys forever, they do.
Oh, there's some, experienced ones here then that have been doing this for as long as you.
There are some
Close.
sopranos that you don't want their voices to break.
Yeah, it's like some Michael Jackson shit.
I should like to inform you, I have been
Not
a
in that
little
way.
deceitful. I am Lord Pantheous, your host.
Oh, wow.
Forgive
Nice to
me
meet
for-
you.
Of course, you're welcome.
Sorry if I haven't been, very formal when talking to you. I don't know whether you prefer that.
That is partly why I approached you in this manner, as I didn't wish to cause you any undue stress. Dealing with one's elders is frequently a stressful conversation, and you are my guests, and I do not wish to force that on you. You will have enough stresses going forward as it is. Come, we should collect your associates, your coterie, and let us go somewhere more comfortable where we can all get to know each other. If you return back to your rooms and find your friends, can you ask my childer, out of game, I've only just learned your name, Caitlin. Can you change your name on Zoom so I can see it?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Apologies.
It's Sienna, isn't it?
It is Sienna.
Right. Can you ask my childer, Sienna, to bring the guests to my quarters, please?
I'll go and wrangle them up now.
Very good, thank you.
I'll head back over.
All right. So you head back to the group. Everybody's in their rooms now, or you're all in the gallery where you were, the octagonal room with the sun being eaten by the snake. What are you
Right.
doing?
Well, is there anything you wanted to accomplish before you meet your host?
I'm looking. I'm in the octagonal room, looking at the picture.
Right. Yep.
I'm gonna sort that out.
And then say the Lord.
Seems very Philippe
chapel.
to you familiar.
Hmm.
Yes, seems very Philippe to you familiar.
Okay. All right. Very good. I understood every bit of that.
I'm glad. It's one of those days today.
Do you recognize the painting, Philippe?
It has a what do you call it? A familiar. I'm having that kind of problem too. A familiar. It looks.
Vampires have
A
strokes.
familiar image to it, a quality.
Yeah.
Philippe, do you want me to roll you an art history check, essentially?
Yes, please.
All right. You have heard of an artist named Eros, who apparently painted this picture?
This is done by an artist named Eros.
Of course, Eros wasn't his real name, and he was from Milan, where you come from.
He was from my home country, Came from my city, actually, Milan. It wasn't his real name. I forget what his real name was, but you know, I can't remember everything.
It is quite frightening. It's quite a sight to behold. A snake swallowing a sun. It to me seems very like one of the Norse mythology gods.
I
I feel like, oh no, that might have been the earth. Never mind.
Or he could have been trying to explain how he felt about life at a certain period of time, perhaps.
Or perhaps he was a vampire and just didn't like sunlight.
Right. Well, upon that notion, Dr. Shipman enters.
The Lord's waiting for us in the chapel. He wants to see us now.
Did you just say Dark Lord?
Yes, the Dark Lord is in the chapel.
What did you actually say the first time?
I said the Lord. Jesus is there.
Jesus
Our host.
is in the chapel. Jesus is in the chapel.
Yes,
He wants
yes.
to see you all now. The baby Jesus.
Yes, our host is in the chapel.
Okay. All right. So you head to the chapel. Is
Oh,
that what I
God.
hear?
Okay.
What's wrong, Sage? Why are you so uncomfortable?
Oh, well, for one, it's one of her flaws is that like she doesn't really like overly religious people. And we're going into a chapel. So right now I'm just like holding my tongue, I suppose.
Right.
Because
Well,
we're going to a
Choir
chapel
is
doesn't
singing too,
necessarily
Sage.
mean we're
Choir is
religious. Just
I didn't
happens
say
that a
it
lot
out
of the
loud.
good songs come from religion. Because those are the only ones that paid for it at the time.
when you get to the chapel, you see Lord Pantheous standing, and he has changed his robes, by the way, Mr. Shipman, from the choir leader robes that he had earlier to something even more illustrious and ethereal, which he stands in majestically in the light from the stained glass ceiling. I'm just looking at Sage's face. She's just
Oh my God, this
cracking.
is killing me.
It's killing her.
Yeah.
Right.
Would
And
would I notice this? Her
yeah, you can make a perception empathy check if you like. It's very fair.
Yeah. Part of her background is oh,
Nah.
that's so bad.
-2.
I've never seen so many ones in my life.
Okay, so look, Caitlin, that's clearly a botch. What do you think instead?
I think she's overwhelmed with emotion.
Right.
And
It's,
she quite
So overwhelmed.
enjoys this place.
it could be female hysteria.
It could be. Although I believe that was debunked.
Right.
Can I see if I notice?
Roll 20
I-
hates me because I'm no longer playing my
I
normal
want to see if I
character.
notice.
Couldn't we meet somewhere non-chapel looking?
No.
Wow.
No, you don't notice Dick. Alexi, you want to have a crack at this? Does Barry want to have a crack at this?
No, I'm all good.
I'll have a crack. I'll have a crack
All right.
at it.
If anyone can do it, it's probably Philippe.
Right. What do we say it was? It's perception and empathy.
Empathy? Yeah.
Try and sign you up for the choir.
I think I'll be okay. I don't have enough little boy dick to get away with that, I'm afraid.
Wow.
Why,
Not
How's
a
it
sentence I
going?
wanted to hear.
Why is everybody down on the vampire pedophilia? What the hell? Okay, so Barry, two successes for your roll there. That's the same exact roll that you have to make to do an aura perception.
Okay.
So I think that's fair to say that you can check her aura. And
Yeah.
let's hear one thing about Sage's aura for Philippe, please, other than the fact that she's a
Okay.
vampire.
I'm is put off by everything that we've come across so far. It's just
She's
it's
really
too
uncomfortable.
much, or yeah, or
Right.
like going to the chapel is even more like this is far too religious for me.
Do you want to make
Um,
a perception alertness yourself at this point, please, Sage?
Okay. What? Oh, just one.
Just one.
Mm.
All right. You notice that the statue of the Virgin Mary here
Oh God.
is black.
Okay.
It's made of black stone.
Right. Is that? I don't know if that's a thing.
Well, do you have academics in any shape or form?
No, I don't.
Okay.
No.
All right then. You have a cult though, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can make a intelligence and a cult check.
Okay. And a cult. 4.
4 successes. You have indeed heard of the cult of the Black Madonna.
Okay, cults.
She's like, oh, phew, it's just a cult. Oh,
So I'm a little
they've
bit more relaxed now that I know that's a cult, but at the same time, it's still based on religion.
Right. Okay.
It's
Yeah,
just-
why would a religious cult not make you worse?
It's okay if it's magic. You know, magic's fine. You can learn how to boil people's blood. That's okay. But cults and religions, oh
Not
my.
just plain
Out of-
Christianity,
out
it's
of
a
game.
cult.
Out of game, before she left for London, she renounced Catholicism. So,
Right.
so if that gives you a bit more of like a glimpse into why she's pulling the weird faces.
Right. Well, what you know about the cult of the Black Madonna is that they are absolutely not Catholic. They are Catholic on the surface. They have a lot of Catholic rituals, but they
Right.
believe that Madonna herself, the Virgin Mary, was in fact a black lady from Africa, and so was Jesus black, and they survived their journey from after the crucifixion, and they went to the south of France, and so there's this cult of the Black Madonna that exists there.
Okay.
That's what they believe. Okay, so anyway, this fellow is standing there in front of you, and he looks across at you and majesties the shit out of all of you.
Oh, every single time. It's like
This is
perfume.
he does it in a kind of a casual, I know you're expecting this and I feel obligated to do it kind of a way.
And to be honest, we're all too old for him anyway. So
Right.
That's true. We're too female.
Right. There is that too. So, right. And he welcomes you. Please approach, if you will. Welcome to the chateau. Not
I
a
guess
word
I'll
among you.
start
Well,
approaching then.
You can speak. You don't need to hold everything in.
Of course. You are nervous, I understand. Perhaps we shall leave this dire place, this chapel. I understand it makes some of us uncomfortable. And he looks at you, Sage.
Got me.
And he says, perhaps through here, the ballroom may suit more suitably. What do you think, Mr. Lords? Yes, my lord, of course. And he goes across and starts opening up these big double doors into a massive fucking ballroom full of space and not much else. There's furniture around the edges. The floor is perfectly smooth, and Lord Pantheous glides into the center of it. Yeah. Yeah, on ice skates. No.
Yeah. Right.
All right.
Follow him. It feels a lot better.
I must apologize. I did not mean to make you feel at all uncomfortable. I was not aware of the nature of my new guests. I have been informed of your arrival by my colleague, Monsieur de Saint Bernard. You are aware of him, I believe.
Might have encountered him a couple times.
I see.
Hmm.
Well, I'm here to introduce you in fits and starts, as it were, to a new life that you are about to be inducted into. There's no other better word for this. So I suppose I shall make this as easy as possible. From here on in, you may see me as your advocate, your friend, your ally. I am the one to whom you should come if you have problems, difficulties, losses, feel in any way put out. Do you understand? I will be your advocate. There will be others among the organization that you will shortly encounter who will seem to you as antagonists. They will be there to test you. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Those tests, if failed, we prefer not to consider the consequences. If succeeded, however, the doors to a whole new level of wealth and power, survival, and agency await. Agency upon the stage of the world. Do you have any questions?
Will we
No.
be able to write songs with emotion after all this?
With emotion, Madame, you will write the strongest, most magnificent songs that have ever haunted your dreams after this. Your songs shall improve tenfold, I feel.
Is that from the perspective of someone that's lived for a long time?
That is from the perspective of a Toreador who has lived for a long time.
If you
Lexi's
do
right.
produce something of notoriety, I'm sure it will last forever. However, if you continue to blither on, it is very unlikely you will do so.
It's a very bleak and direct way of putting it, but yes, my child. So, I want to introduce you, of course, you have already met my newest child here. This is Sienna. Sienna is also to be going through this initiation process with you. She is also blind to the future, as you are. But you must imagine that if I am prepared to put my own child here into this group, into this trial, then I must have some faith that there is a good purpose to it. Monsieur de Saint Bernard has sent you, Sage, to join this organization at his behest. As for the others, you have all been chosen one way or another for one reason or another. It is not yet for me to say why. Only that you have been thoroughly investigated, that you have been checked and referenced and cross-checked and cross-referenced many times before this moment has come. The order to which you aspire will never be spoken of in public, will never be spoken of among vampires, certainly none outside of this organization. Are we clear? This is understood. Beautiful, beautiful. I have something here I would like you all to partake of. And he takes out a flask from a cupboard, much like the one you drank from a few nights back. Places it on the table. And he opens it up and he says, I believe I can. In fact, he says, I shall drink first. And he pours a cup for himself, puts it on the table. And one moment, please. He says, as he holds it up, he says, "Above the gemmed azure is the naked splendor of Nuit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret ardors of her deed. The winged globe, the starry blue, are mine, Ankh of Na Khonsu." And he places the cup down and then he drinks from it, puts it back on the table. And he just kind of moves backwards out of the way and moves around the room, circumambulates around the room and takes a seat on the far side in what amounts to a small throne. But the room is full of thrones, you realize. There are, in fact, as many thrones in this room as there are people.
It's a throne room.
Every second French man thinks he's royalty.
Right.
Sienna's going to step forward, hold
this-
the flask.
Is this like that party game, the musical chairs?
Does Sage say that?
Yeah, I will, but in a British accent.
All right. Sage says that.
Yeah.
Lord Pantheous smiles at you. He says, "This is a sort of party game. There will be party games."
Yes, and this is the party's greatest favor.
The party does enjoy games from time to time, and we host some certain events which you may find yourself interested in participating in. You'll find, he says, as Caitlin, as you draft from the bottle, he says, "You'll find that the ethics of the order to which you now subscribe will be different to perhaps most others whom you have come across. You will be inducted and you will learn the path of Mars."
From darkest night to brightest day, in the shadows we shall stay, until the time the light is brought away.
The path of, yeah,
And
she
she passes
drinks.
it on.
Okay, very good. Who's next? Does anybody just take it, or are you all going to stand around and do the...
I take it.
All right, Mr. Shipman. Mr. Shipman, you're going to have the same
go,
experience
go.
that you had the other night, which is basically 24 hours of clarity.
Oh, good.
First thing you realize is you remember tearing up all the paper, I suppose.
Yeah.
But there's that. Do you break down and cry in front of everyone?
Yeah. No, I think I'm going to just completely back away and go into like a corner and sit.
Very well. You feel Lord Pantheus's presence around you, like kind of like an angel. And there's this sort of angelic light cast on the wall behind you whenever his presence is near. And you feel him suggesting to your mind, you should take a seat. Do not fear, child. Your curse can be somewhat cured, and what cannot be cured can be made into a weapon.
If I want it to be a weapon, but I'll sit down after the cure is mentioned.
As a weapon, it does not have to be utilized.
I have a drink while he's talking away.
Right. Very well. You again have the same sensation that you had several nights earlier.
Doesn't make me pretty.
Doesn't make you pretty.
Damn.
It could make you pretty for a few minutes. It has the power to allow you to if you were going to spontaneously develop a discipline and you wanted to spend some experience points right now is the time. Like if you were to suddenly sprout, I don't know, obfuscate level blah, this would be the moment that it happened. If you just want to dump XP right now, any of you.
Nice.
It has to be realistic. It has to be something that you don't have to like learn, but you could naturally just get from
Potence.
drinking. Potence, yes.
Cool. I'll do that. Staking's getting closer.
Right.
Dominate.
Oh.
Dominate.
Dominate, yes. You could learn a point and dominate from this.
I've already just spent all my experience in disciplines anyway, so
Right. This is like a spontaneous. It's almost like a what's the term? The Jungian term is like racial memory, like archetypal memory that comes to you. All the vampires that have ever walked the earth before you, or at least the ones that were in the bloodline before this vampire whose blood you're drinking. All of
Like past life download.
Right, right, in the form of power and disciplines. So, Sage, do you have anything in mind? You're thinking?
while this goes on, I will be back real quick.
Cool, that's cool. Well, while you think about it, Barry, do you have any thoughts about Philippe? Celerity, presence?
Presence. Probably presence if he had the points.
Well, let us see, Philippe.
I don't think so.
Well, you never know. You never know. Presence, level 2 presence is dread gaze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right? Oof.
Yeah.
Just like I bought one. All right. Alrighty. It is so. What else?
Before he drinks,
Yep.
he says, "What of my broodmate?"
One in the box.
A separate issue.
She is all right.
She has different trials to pass.
She is safe.
She will not be destroyed. You have my word for that. She is safe enough.
Then he drinks.
Very well. Okay, so now you can all consider yourselves to be bloodbound, 2 degrees bloodbound to the vampire Mardon.
Is Rhea here? What's Rhea doing?
Right. These are great questions. What is Rhea doing, and is she here? And
is she part of this conversation? Because I didn't expect to bring her.
I ask if I can feed some to Smudge, and that's my
you
cat.
can't.
Oh, it's so cute.
That is a hard no.
No.
You can feed your own blood to Smudge, but
I do so then.
the
I'm
blood
sorry,
in
we
this
do
tube
not.
is treated like it's made of diamonds.
This is a little bit too
Odd
potent
person.
for your feline friend, unfortunately. But you can feed your own blood to him, I'm sure. Rhea, do you want her in the trial, or do you want her as like a background thing, Russell?
Look, this is up to you. You've got a character now that you're going to play, but it might be useful to induct Rhea, because then at least we have Rhea amongst the group.
And she can do her own thing if something happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if that's the case, I will actually build a character sheet for Rhea at another time so that I have her there and can see.
Yeah.
All right.
Rhea will take it. Look at Philippe, get a nod, and then take a drink from.
He will say your choice.
Right.
I am willing to follow you where you
Rhea's
go.
first taste of this blood, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Right. Woot.
Dang.
Right, so Rhea's spinning. Okay, cool. Lord Pantheous says now, I feel it is time for us to feed. And he claps his hands a few times, and doors open on all 4 walls, and people start coming in dressed in masquerade costumes and masks and such, and lute players and singers and musicians start pouring into this room, and it instantly becomes a masked ball. People hand you masks immediately. Now, what kind of masks are you going to wear, if indeed you want to stay?
Sienna has a black lace butterfly-esque mask that falls out across the thing and then just ties in the back.
Very well.
Oh.
Otherwise, I'm going to give you like plain masks. You're going to get like oval-shaped white, plain, no features. Venetian.
That's what I'm wearing.
Okay.
I would have assumed you had like a plague doctor-esque mask, Doctor.
Yeah.
It's like a
Right.
very pointy nose, and it's being corrugated, so it looks like it's made out of iron.
Right.
I like
That's
the
like got
the
different.
shieldy type ones,
Yeah.
Not right now,
Oh.
though, unfortunately.
Gnarly.
but I think I'll just go with the one that looks like a blackbird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
Fluffy pink ones.
A fluffy pink one for you. That sounds fair and reasonable. Very good. And Philippe,
I'll go for a tigerish kind of one.
a tiger mask. Okay. Very good. Okay. Well, the ball ensues, and you discover the most well-behaved group of individual humans you've ever come across, who literally just are lazing around, throwing their necks at you, throwing their wrists at you, attempting to get you to feed on them. Like they're just all over you
Eh.
with their
When in Rome.
right.
France.
When in France.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not surrendering. I want to feed.
Well, you are encouraged to drink as much as you want, but as you get close to killing anybody, either Sienna or Pantheous will intercept you, and you'll either hear Sienna say in real life, something like,
Cut it out.
Oh, don't worry about it, dear. I feel like you'd like to retire to the smoking room, won't you? And they will lead off.
those individuals before
Yeah.
they get finished, right? And Lord
I don't get
Pantheous
that.
And then I just pull another person
into
towards
your
them.
orbit, right?
So it's just
So
like
there's-
a
In fact, you start to realize there's a dance going on, and you're learning the steps. And during the dance, it's like a feeding dance. Like you get thrown someone, you feed from them, you take a certain amount of blood before the music causes you to throw them off to the next person, and you end up with a new partner who you can then feed on. So it's quite complicated, and the steps are there. I don't know whether you guys care to learn them or not, but you can make an intelligence and something check.
Yeah, right. Alexis is down for the dance, so there's
Down for the dance. Alexis, let's have a look at your character sheet. What's it going to be? Intelligence and
won't be anything I have.
it's really athletics, isn't it? I mean, or is it performance?
I'd go with probably performance. But
Right. Intelligence and performance.
Is it right to not be a part of it, but
Yes.
try and pick up what they're putting down?
What they're doing. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
2 successes.
Philippe is a fucking master of this with 5 successes.
I've got 6, so in your
wow. Okay, in your face. In your face, Philippe.
face.
Dude.
Sorry.
Is it like a
She
French
said-
dance battle?
It's
Right.
sort of like a waltz where there's like, like any kind of period piece that you see where it's just like an in and an out, but there's like a more upbeat music, so it's faster, and there is bands playing and masks everywhere, so it's sort of like a flurry of a fever dream.
Right.
Kind of. Have you ever seen The Labyrinth? It's like that scene where
Right.
what's her
Bowie's
face is-
bulge.
Yeah, Bowie's bulge. It's just a mask, and it's just like all overwhelming and just dancing, and there's blood, and everyone's having a great time.
Right.
Do I notice Sage standing to the side?
Sure.
I will go over to Sage.
My name has changed, by the way.
Oh, your name has changed to Savage.
Savage. Sage to savage.
Savage.
You added
Savage.
the Vage.
Love it.
Mm.
You're not interested in feeding?
Oh, my internet connection's a little bit unstable, so I apologize. This cuts out. No. It's so I adapt to things slowly. So slow.
Right.
So
It is quite a lot of fun, though.
yes, but it's all there all the time. It's like having loud music blasted in your ears when you weren't expecting it. That's what the soul is. So I feel quite uncomfortable.
Would you prefer a private feeding?
I kind of would prefer my retainer.
Right, yes, I'm sure he's somewhere. I'm not sure if they carted him along. I can find that out for you if you'd like.
That'd be nice. Thank you.
And in the meantime, If you go to the smoke, if you go through that door there, there's a little bit more quiet.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
When you go through to that room, you find a bunch of people who are quite lethargic and low on blood, but still well enough to sit up and allow you to feed on them. There's couches and things, and huge golden couches with sun faces on the corners.
Okay.
Can Philippe see a balcony?
Yep, there's balconies galore.
I'll go out on a balcony because it's getting to be a bit much for him, I think.
All right. You go out onto the balcony, and a lady comes up nearby you. Good evening, monsieur. How may I help you? Are you looking to partake?
No, thank you. No, thank you. I am just looking for a bit of peace and quiet.
You want that I should go away? Forgive me.
No, there is nothing to forgive. I thank you very much. But yes, I would like to be alone.
Of course. She withdraws. Very good. Things go quiet. You can hear the music inside, but outside it's a little quieter. All right. So time goes by in this flurry of dance and feeding and so forth. And finally, the music stops with a bell. And Lord Pantheous comes to the center of the room, and he raises one hand, and you see Mr. Lord start ushering everybody else out. He just starts walking around, clapping his hands. Out, out, it's enough, thank you, goodbye. He's walking around in a circle around the middle of this area in the center where Pantheous is. And all of the humans just fuck off, and the music stops. And it's just you guys left there again. There's a few little things left over on the otherwise perfectly clean floor. There's half a packet of cigarettes over here. There's somebody's purse that seems to have just gotten dropped. And Lord Pantheous stands in the center. Mr. Lords, bring forth the bag I instructed you of earlier. And Lords comes over with a large bag and places it next to Lord Pantheous. Please do gather round, he says to you all.
Thanks for the feed.
You're most welcome.
I hear this from the
You may
balcony.
need. Yes.
Yeah, I make my way in.
Okay. And Mr. Lord Pantheous instructs Mr. Lords to take out these objects from inside the box, and inside each there's these boxes about a foot long and about 8 inches wide, maybe 4 inches thick. Black cardboard, you think. Actually, you know what? No, they're not cardboard. That's totally bullshit. They're made of mahogany. Absolutely. And he says, first, I call to you, Dr. Shipman.
Report.
For you were the first that I was to meet tonight. And I would like to congratulate you that you have passed my first test. And that of the order. He passes you this box.
Take it.
Feels like there's something heavy in it. He
I'm
says,
not gonna do you want me to open this now?
You may open it if you wish. It is yours now.
I'm not opening it yet. Not yet.
Come
The
on.
one named Sage
Mhm.
passes you the box. You two have passed tonight's test.
What was
Well
the
done.
test?
We shall learn of that more later.
Okay, I taketh from him. Back away.
Monsieur Alexei,
Hello.
this is for you. Again, you have passed your first test.
It was manners, wasn't it?
Correct.
Oh, okay. I'd take the box and stand off to the side.
Your etiquette has not been surpassed. And Philippe Gratiano. I cannot hear you, but I could lip read. And you said, yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
He passes you a box. You two have passed this test of etiquette. Well done. And finally, my child. Well, actually, Rhea, and then his child. He gives one to Rhea. We'll skip that because I can't be fucked. And then he says, Sienna, my child. Here too is your final test of this location passed. Now I will be handing you over to the custody of another. And you can make perception checks, please.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
1.
1. Not that great.
No.
Philippe Gratiano.
Like one dice behind me.
Oh, what were we rolling?
Perception and alertness. Uh,
5.
5. Wicked.
Dang.
Philippe gets 2 successes. Alexei gets 5 successes. Shipman 2. Sage 3. Sienna just 1. Okay. Well, the overall impression ultimately is that there is the sound of a helicopter landing on the lawn outside. And it sounds like a fucking big helicopter.
Are you expecting someone?
Yes. The Archon Post Justica, Gustavius of Clan Van True. Now I expect you realize, given that you have just passed your first test in etiquette, that you should address him as my lord, or as Justice, Justica, Archon, or Archon Post Justica.
My lord will do, I think.
Very well. His retainer's name is Carl, for your information. Now, you are to report to the lawn immediately. Good night, and good luck.
Good night.
Enjoy your
Night,
journey.
my lord.
All right, and the doors open, and there is a bunch of like what are they called? Like rechargeable sunlight, solar powered battery torches that go out into the garden all the way out to the helicopter. And it's a Chinook helicopter, so it's a two rotor blades, one on either end of it. This massive thing. And in the door frame, you see this figure, this very stern-looking figure in a suit, holding onto the rail on the side. He seems to be bald or very, very short hair, and something of a scar down one side of his face. On the other side, and on the other door, you see a woman. She looks possibly Middle Eastern with long black hair, also very beautiful. You don't really see much of her. There's scarves waving in the wind around her face, flapping in the air. And in the center of that whole entourage there is a huge chain gun. It's just sitting out the door, ready to be utilized for anything that might become necessary. Who's doing what?
I'm making my way to the helicopter.
Yeah, walking to where I'm supposed to be.
All right.
Walking towards the helicopter, as both Freya and Sienna.
I'll
Right.
trail behind. Unless
Trail behind, yep.
unless the doctor trails further.
Doctor, do you trail further? You,
No, I wouldn't matter at this point.
You stick to the pack.
Yep.
All right. So who's at the front? Just out of curiosity.
I think that was Philippe, wasn't it?
Philippe.
Sienna and Philippe are probably
Yeah,
there,
I'll be
and
out
then
front.
Yeah.
Raya is behind Philippe, making sure that he's safe.
Okay. All right. So you get on the helicopter, and the helicopter begins to take off. and you're lifting up into the air above this palace, this huge palace. You begin to realize the scale of this place, much bigger than even you could have imagined, and the gardens seem to go out forever. And then you are flown off across the landscape, and the doors are closed, and things are a little quieter, but still pretty fucking loud inside of a helicopter, especially a Chinook like this. And they pass you, one of the staff, it's a soldier by the looks of it, passes you a headset each that's plugged into the wall. And they say something along the lines of, "That'll let you communicate." And so you discover that you can talk to each other now over the headset channels, despite the noise.
Right. Well, this is rather exciting, isn't it?
Well, you could call it exciting, but I would call it kind of scary.
Does
Right.
beat getting shot at though, right?
Oh yes, does be getting shot at.
I would call this traumatic. You know,
Shot at.
Oh, is that? It is that.
helicopters.
It is that too. It is very traumatic. But you know,
Been through a lot recently.
I know it, and then it all seems to come at once, does it not?
Right.
Sounds like we're about to get even more.
Yeah.
You
So-
are in another place, though, so it should be better. Whatever scary things in the past are just that, past.
The,
But at least garlic doesn't affect us in real life, being we're in France.
Garlic, France. Oh yeah, I get what you mean. Yep. No.
Yes, they do like
Okay.
to smother their food in garlic and butter.
Yeah, they did when I was there. Yeah.
Also, snails are actually really tasty, just FYI.
They
They're
are.
very, very tasty.
Well,
I
they
did-
taste like garlic and butter.
Yeah, they just taste like garlic and butter.
And
And
mushroom.
they kind of taste like scallops, which is odd, but they're very good.
cool story, bro.
Okay.
It's a little out of game story.
Mine were kiwi snails. I ate them over here.
Did you?
I wonder where we are going.
Garden snail.
Yeah, nah, it was in a proper kitchen, but yeah, that was some garden snails.
Right. Well, about 2 hours go past, and you're going through valleys and green kind of hills and mountains and things around you as you're traveling. It's obviously it's dark because it's nighttime, and you go across various rivers. You go in and out of focus. At least I do. And you see below you the ruins of some castle. And as you fly over the ruins of that castle, suddenly the guy that you saw at the door when you got on the chopper, he stands up. And for a moment you see his face, and you can see the scar across his eye. And you realize he's wearing like a military general's uniform, something to that effect. He opens the door to the helicopter. He just throws it open and he jumps out.
Can anyone pilot a helicopter?
Oh, there are still pilots.
Okay, sweet.
Pilots are
Okay.
still going.
Okay, bye then.
I'm sorry, are we supposed to jump out of this helicopter?
Perception alertness.
Closer to
I
the
walk
house
over and
then.
look out the door.
Okay, you look out the door.
Philippe-
What
Philippe
distance is your
joins you.
dark vision?
I don't have dark vision.
You don't have any dark vision?
Or
Philippe joins you, and I
You see the
use
blackness of night. Using heightened senses, Philippe?
But I get 4 successes on the
my...
roll.
Yes.
Okay. And Barry's using his heightened senses and he's making a perception alertness check. Okay.
same.
All right. Good.
Nice.
Wow. That was 5 successes, Barry. 4 successes for Alexis. Shipman, that was 1, was it? That was the same thing? Yep. Okay. And who else rolled with what?
I
All
rolled a one.
successes for me.
Wow. Okay. Well, you see this dude flying down, like dropping through and into the clouds below, and then he's gone. He just falls. You don't see a parachute or anything like that. He doesn't turn into a bat or a bird. He just falls. At least so far. I mean, you didn't see him land, so it's hard to say.
Excuse me, pilot.
Even with that outer blood, I don't think many of us can survive.
The
falling out of
pilot.
there.
No, that was a perception alertness check, wasn't it? That you all
Oh,
rolled.
right. Didn't see it.
Right. You hear. So some of you hear.
What does that mean?
The helicopter explodes.
Jump out.
You've been hit by missiles, and the helicopter starts spinning. It's on fire, and it's falling. One of the rotor blades is off, and it's dropping rapidly. You can hear bam, 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 bam coming from the alarm system. You can still hear the blades go over the top of that. Everybody's screaming. The pilot's on fire. There's wind blasting through the helicopter. The other door gets ripped off, and it almost. You can make strength athletics checks to stay in the helicopter if you want to stay in the helicopter.
I jump out.
Let's jump.
Ray is probably going to throw Philippe out of the helicopter and then jump out after.
I was going to jump anyway. And
Yeah.
I was going to jump anyway. It looks
I
like-
burned some blood into stamina.
No, I'm good. I attempted to stay in, but no.
Blood into stamina. Yep, very good. Okay. So who stays in the helicopter? Anybody? Philippe's jumping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, you guys jumped.
Well, being I was right at the door, I might have fallen instead of jumped. Who knows?
Actually hoping
I'm
yes.
out of the helicopter though.
All right. So who
I
does
hope
anybody
your cat's okay.
does anybody try to stay in the helicopter?
I did try.
Okay, but you failed. Is that what I heard? Okay,
I'm
so
not
you're
very
all
strong.
you're all falling. Okay, very good. Anyone else? Caitlin, what are you doing? Sienna?
I think she's going to jump out as well. I don't think being I don't think being in a big thing of metal and dropping down is going to be a good idea. But then again, it might give some shit. She's going to stay. She's going to try and stay. So
Okay, so strength and athletics.
she's not got very good at this, so she's probably going to fall out anyway. Oh, she got one success.
All right, you hold on for the first third of the fall. You make another check.
2 successes.
2 successes. All right. All right, you've managed to hold on to the helicopter. Very good.
As you can see that they're getting like closer to the ground, that
Yeah.
she's not going to die. She might jump out.
Okay, so at this point for you, you go through the clouds. And as you emerge from the clouds, you can make a perception check on the other side. Everybody can do this. This really comes down to which direction your body is facing. Okay, well, you're facing head first, then I think
Can I
Savage.
do a backflip?
You can do a
0
backflip.
successes.
Okay, Lexi, you don't notice.
Oh, you know what? I'll stay head first.
Head first.
Yeah.
Head first, you hit the lake.
I'll probably be doing an arch being like, woo.
You take
God damn.
5 points of non-aggravated damage.
Okay, sweet.
Anybody that hits the lake, that's pretty much everyone, is going to take that. Except for Caitlin, you're going to take
More damage.
nope, less damage. You're going to take 1 point of non-aggravated damage miraculously. The helicopter's sinking though, and you're inside it.
Philippe's what Philippe's trying to do, but I don't think he'll have time to do, is he's trying to take off his jacket
Oops.
Okay.
and turn it into some kind of parachute, even though he knows it's not going to work. He's
Right.
trying to.
While
Yeah.
you're doing that, you hit the lake, and you crumple from 5 points of non-aggravated damage. Good news is your blood pool is full. All the correct consonants in completely the wrong order. Okay, so everybody's hit the lake.
Yeah, I can now take a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
That's the most damage I've taken in this entire game.
Wow.
And it was a lake.
Was
Wasn't
a
a bullet.
lake. Wasn't a bullet. You fell face first into a lake out of a
Yeah.
helicopter in the middle of the night. Right, what do you do? Can you swim?
Pump,
Yeah.
pump blood to heal
God,
myself and then
probably not.
swim.
All right, so you're pumping blood to heal and to swim. All right, Barry, I'm going to reduce your blood points at this point. Just
Waste. I'm gonna try and get close to the land, and then the last bit I'll use a little bit of celerity.
Right. Okay. 5 points to there, and you're using celerity. And what was the other thing that you spent blood on? Healing, celerity, and
Yeah,
something else.
that was it.
That was it. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. All right, so you're down 6 points of blood.
I'll
should be
heal
to
too.
there, yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm really low on. I'm just gonna heal 4 because I'm really low.
All right. Very good. And you get to the edge of the lake after swimming some time. Whether you swim or you end up dragging yourselves on the floor of the lake, it's up to you how you get across the lake. But it's going to take a couple of hours to get to the shore.
I
Help
put my cat on
anybody
my
who-
shoulder while I swim.
Okay.
I'll help anybody who I can see once I'm on land.
All right.
That's cute.
So we'll make a perception alertness check once you get to land to see if you can see the nearest person.
Use my heightened sense.
2 successes.
2 successes. Barry, you had 1 success for perception alertness. You think you can see somebody's figure far in the distance along the edge of the lake?
Run over there normally, not celerity.
Okay. It's
Seeing
Dr.
it goes-
Shipman.
There's this one.
Dr. Shipman, you see Philippe coming towards you.
Oh, hello, Philippe.
Obfuscate now.
So, okay, so we haven't come to land, or is
You're,
that?
you're
is-
on the land. You're on the beach. You're on
Okay.
the beach now. So as you're getting out of the water, you see Philippe coming out of the water.
Can we? Has anyone else made it yet, Philippe? Have you seen anyone else, or have you just
I
seen
got-
me?
2 for my look roll.
Did you? Okay. Well, you see
You're
these.
on mute, Barry.
You see these two on the beach.
Come up to them, and I'm obfuscated.
Okay. Sage, what are you doing? Do you make a roll?
I will do that 2.
2. Okay. Yeah, you see these two on the beach.
Hey
Hey
guys.
guys. Jinx.
So you guys all crawl out of the water, soaking wet with burns and just all sorts of shit on you.
Pissed off cat.
Fuck, I'm hungry. Maybe I should have had something to eat before. I just really wanted to see Alan again, to be honest.
Do you want a drink?
I mean, yes, but I mean, I'm not going to have some of Alexis.
I'm just giving you shit.
All right. So you all crawl out of the water. You're on the beach.
All right, so where are we off to now? I assume this is a test.
Okay, everybody keep their eyes and ears open because we don't know what shit these people are gonna do now.
Don't like water. She just
Oh
sort of
dear.
drags herself out and starts like rinsing off. This very long, like very luxurious dress is like drenched and covered in pond muck, and she's just
You
You
still look
did it.
great.
Is it wooded?
Don't know how you do it.
Is there wood or what's around?
Yeah, there's wood. There's trees and wood.
I'm gonna start heading in.
Okay. Which direction are you going? North, south, west, east? Can you tell? How do you
Wait,
navigate?
I don't think I
Doctor.
can tell.
Doctor, come back here. Come back here. Lexi,
What? I'm
You
standing right
got-
next to you.
you go up front like the old days. Like I
Yeah,
saw
sure.
you do with Mr. Bishop.
What?
He's trying to get me killed, but he does have a good point.
Sounds
But
so
you
wrong.
have never been up front when we were in Twickenham. You're always behind us.
Yeah, that's right.
He learned his lesson.
Yeah, I got sick of getting hit.
He learned his lesson.
Yeah.
Just go up front, very funny. Okay, all right.
All right,
I-
when I head up front, but I'm obfuscated
Let's follow him.
with a cat.
How can we follow him? He's invisible.
Well, it's a good
Also,
point.
shouldn't we stick together?
I'm
I
new
feel
at
like
this.
this is I don't think this was planned.
I'm new at this. Of course, they planned it, but we don't know what the plan is.
No, I mean I don't think it was planned. We just got
Do we
shot
still
out of
have
the
to-
sky.
Do we still have the boxes on us?
Nope.
Okay.
None of us have the
Oh.
boxes on us.
One
The
of
box
the
would be
people
above
in
the
the
boxes, the
helicopter
boxes that
jumped
you-
out.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, you would have those.
All
I
right.
look
One
in
of
my
the people
box.
in the
gonna
helicopter
open the
jumped
box.
out.
Let's open the box.
I'm
It's
gonna
probably
open
planned.
Alexi's box.
I'll open my box.
Right. It has oddly enough, a very expensive, but nonetheless, it is exactly what it sounds like, a commando dagger inside of it. And in its base is a fucking compass.
Is there anything inside the handle?
Perception and investigation.
Just have one of those knives with something inside the handle. Yeah.
0.
You can't think how to get into that.
Oh, gee, it's not fair. Philippe will have a look.
I'll have a look as well.
One
Yeah.
success.
So you're all making investigation checks of these daggers. Okay, one success from Caitlin.
It's
Pardon?
like the thing I do.
What do you say?
One success from Caitlin.
Yes, that's correct.
Or
4. Okay. And I guess I throw a dice for you, Barry. Perception, investigation. Here we go. Two successes. All right, Dr. Shipman, you're the one. Everybody else is looking at these daggers, and you turn yours upside down and you start unscrewing the base of the handle. Out from inside it slides a tube, about yay long, and on very close inspection, you can hear that it has liquid inside it.
I'm gonna open it.
Okay. You turn there's a screw top on the end of this tube, and you untwist it, and you can make a perception check. Obviously
Perception
it's,
and
investigation.
Hey, what's in it, Doctor? Asking before he's even looked.
2.
You believe it to be that very same Vitae that you've become so fond of.
It's blood, and I'm gonna screw it back up and put it back in my knife.
Okay. Everybody else has rat's fur. No, I'm kidding.
Nice.
Didn't hear that.
You can
Alexis.
unscrew the knife
No, it's a knife
by
with
the
a little bit
handle,
of blood
by
in
the way.
it. Nothing else.
Appears to be the case. It's a knife with a compass on one end and a little bit of blood inside it. But the approximately 1 drop of blood.
All right, Sienna. So where were we going? You're the one that's supposed to know what's going on, right?
No. I knew what was happening at my home. We are not in my home. We are in the woods, and I am wet, and I do not like it. And I don't know. What are we doing?
When I looked out,
Mhm.
did I see the river as opposed to that rundown building? Did I see that?
Rundown building.
You said there was a
Castle, ruins of a castle.
Yeah, a ruins of a castle. Did I see
That would have been 25 miles back now, because you were traveling quite quickly in a helicopter at that time.
What way was that castle?
East.
There was a castle east that way.
I lie.
Yes.
I lie. It was west. It was
West. West.
It's all right.
Apparently, I don't know what I'm talking about. It was west.
You've been traveling east from the west.
Yeah.
I believe we were traveling east from west. So currently on our trajectory, I feel like we should be going that way, considering the compass is that way as east.
In the distance, you hear. Oh.
And I suggest we move quickly because it sounds like there's wolves in this forest.
Let us move quickly.
Okay, so you start moving. Which direction?
West.
West.
The castle.
West.
All right,
South because I don't trust you. No.
that's fair.
Hey, there are two characters. The Russian is Raya and your friend, and then the new person who's British and a bit of a press.
Oh, British. I'm sorry. I actually thought you were French, but it's still.
She's British. I can't do a French accent.
So everybody can make a intelligence, and I lie, a wits and survival check, please.
I'm going to spend willpower
Are you?
because I don't want to die.
Just one.
Sienna got 0.
One success.
2 successes.
Oh, good God. Raya is going to have.
Oh, these are miserable.
That was a big fat 0 for Philippe. Okay. Oh, 3
Oh.
for Sienna.
No, 3 is for Raya.
Oh, for Rhea.
Sienna got 0.
Okay. So it seems like Rhea seems to know where she's going, and Rhea, you're like, these guys have no idea how to read a compass, apparently.
Sleep follows Raya because that would be
I do.
stupid otherwise.
Look, the
I'd
question
follow
I
Sienna.
have to the other players is, how do you know to follow her? Why do you know that you're not wrong?
She's a soldier, we're not.
I'm heading west 25 kilometers.
Okay.
As if that's the same thing as that she's doing then.
All right, that's the direction you're heading. West
Yeah.
on foot, 25 kilometers. All right.
Well, unless someone has a car, it'll be on foot.
We don't really have any other plan.
And we could try and find a road, see if we can cling down, but I think we're in the middle of the forest. No shit!
So hold on. Why we're going here to meet this Ventru, right? Why would he live in a ruined castle?
That is a very good
Cost-effective,
point.
maybe?
Because he is a vampire. They do not care about comfort. Some
Unless
of
We
it-
them
did just come from a magnificent palace.
Unless it's sort of like
Gangrel do not care about comfort or anything else.
I just
that
want to
what
get
you
to some
listen to?
sort of
Lucia do not care about comfort, I understand.
hidey hole before the day hits.
Well, I'm telling you, the best hidey hole is the castle.
it could
What
be.
if-
The
Oh,
castle,
sorry, Sienna.
according
Continue.
to
She's just getting so frustrated.
according to Rhea, it's going to take somewhere like 14 hours to get to the castle.
Mm. To head back the way we came, it's going to take longer than we have night hours. We should just keep moving forward and see if we can find a road or a place that has some form of civilization. Civilization? We're in the middle of a fucking forest.
We were in the
Yeah.
middle of a lake.
Not the point.
Raya, just go on ahead and we'll try and do what you said.
All right, sounds good. You should take off your heels because I do not think they are appropriate footwear. And she's gonna walk the way that the compass tells her to go.
Okay.
Mm,
All right.
Do
so
I know if the wolf sounds were from regular wolves?
you can make a wits and occult check.
Five.
They might not have been, but you honestly, I don't think you can tell. I think it's, unless you can think of a way, how would you know the difference?
Well, I think say something. Well, I mean, I've heard, what's his name, Mr. Naked Nord Man,
Right.
the sounds of his growls and him, sort of howling.
So
Right.
it's the accent.
Nice.
It's like slightly pitchy.
I guess
If
I
it's
would-
not a real wolf, they have like songs.
Right.
The
I think
pitch
it
is
would be
different.
more. There's like a level of sort of, what would you say, abnormality or like violence and sort of the tones.
Right.
Are
Like
they
a sort
crying
of
about the environment?
an inherent terror
Yeah.
underlying it. I don't.
Tones.
Yeah.
The tones are coming for you.
Like, I don't know if a werewolf sounds different to a normal wolf.
Right.
It
I
might
think a
be
werewolf
louder.
could potentially be louder.
Yeah.
I don't know how many wolves you've heard though. I mean, only the one guy that I can think of.
Yeah. I've only
Yeah.
heard him.
Yeah. Okay. I'm afraid I'm not going to give you anything on that. I'm sorry. I feel like I should because you rolled 5 successes.
Yeah, that's makes sense.
I'll give you an
I'm just
experience point
concerned
towards a cult though.
Just concerned this castle is a castle inhabited by wolves.
Just out of game, Russell, would Sienna have any idea in which direction the Venture's place is?
You don't.
No.
You don't. You are equally in the
Equally
dark.
blind.
Yep. You're all in the same position basically.
Right. Which way? So it's a lake. Is there any streams that go into the lake? Is there any...
As you travel along the edge of it, yes, there are streams that go into the lake from the hills, which lead into the mountains,
Which way is the water running?
which lead into the Alps. The water is running southwest.
Raya is going to say we should follow the directory of the water because usually towns are downstream. We'll go that way. I have
Going
no
to the
idea
lake.
if that's actually true, but that's what I'm going off of.
All right, fair enough. Okay, you travel along the trajectory of the stream, and you're led up through the forest until you get to the height of the ridge, at which point you can see this whole valley that you're in. And further down, you can see more ruins by the looks of it. You can see there's you can make perception checks actually.
5.
5 successes. Wow. Well,
3.
Alexi, Shipman, and especially Sage, but possibly Philippe, because we haven't rolled for Philippe yet. Perception, alertness.
Raya sees nothing. Sienna has 1 success.
Okay. 2 successes. Philippe. Okay. So you guys see some more ruins amongst the trees further down, along the down and along the edge of the ridge. Out to your right.
What about those
A bit
ones?
closer than the other ones.
Yeah, a lot closer. You can't even see the other ones. They're like over the curvature of the earth.
What about those ones, says Philippe?
I want to go and look at them.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Worst
Let's-
comes to worst,
Shall
we
we
can use
then-
that as a fortified
Mr. Shipman.
position.
All right. You get to these ruins, and you find that there is they look like very old ruins indeed. There's a pile of stones, and there's this big slab of stone in the wall of the cliff next to it. And on the side of it, it says in Latin, "Et in Arcadia ego."
I take a photo of it with my BlackBerry.
Is your BlackBerry
They're
waterproof?
damaged.
It possibly could be.
It's gone swimming.
Don't make me break up my waterproof laptop.
That laptop probably is waterproof, isn't it?
Yep. It's the compact tough book, man.
Is there signal? Wait.
Is there internet signal?
What does it mean? to-
Signal
Oh, I
is
just want to take
very
a photo
weak.
of it.
Oh, right. I meant phone signal.
No, literally just documenting.
Yeah, is there phone signal?
I don't know. I'm too busy taking a photo of the wall.
Right. So you take a photo of the wall, and it's a photo of the wall, and it says "Et in Arcadia ego"
Awesome.
in Latin, which is what I said.
Yep.
Yeah. It's still a photo, and it's still the wall.
I
What's everybody
too
else?
in Arcadia.
Does anybody here understand Latin?
Sienna speaks Latin.
Who? Well, then tell us what it is.
It says I too in Arcadia, but I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Well, I wonder if we can move the stone.
We can try.
It takes a cool picture.
Wonderful. And normally I would be impressed by it, but at the moment I want to get my ass in somewhere safe. So come on, let's push.
Help and push.
All right.
Pushing.
You push, and it's very, very heavy, and you're not going to be able to move it unless you start spending blood and, being fancy.
Does it look like it's been moved before?
A perception investigation for me, Sage.
Okay. Two.
2.
And in Arcadia, I am.
2 successes. Not for a long time. There are bushes growing around the edges of it. There's moss on the sides of it. If it had been moved recently, the moss and such would have scraped off it. So if it has been moved, it hasn't been moved for probably decades.
Is there anything?
Alexis.
Sorry, is there anything that makes it look like it has a lever or something else that's going to make it come open? Is there like a button that's like a doorbell? Is there anything around it that makes it look like it's definitely like a secret entrance to a tomb?
Could you repeat what the meaning? Could you repeat? I've lost the accent.
Repeat the translation.
Could you please repeat the translation? Thank you.
It is, and in Arcadia I am.
And in Arcadia I am.
Or I too in Arcadia. It's Latin's very not specific.
So what's in Arcadia?
Not Pacific.
Well, it's not. It has many different
Can
meanings.
I
to
like
different
have a look at the
words.
I in the word Arcadia?
Yeah.
Does it look like it's like a recess or something?
No.
Okay, well then I don't know.
Alexis is going to look for a big branch that I can use to scrape shit away from from what we're doing, so we can actually look at what we're up to.
All right. Sounds fair.
It either means I too in Arcadia, or it means and in Arcadia I am.
Again, what's in Arcadia?
Maybe this is just
I
part
think Arcadia
of
is a place.
It's a place.
Maybe this is just part of a whole thing. But
Looks very much like we will have to pump blood to move it.
are there any more? Words?
Not that you can see. Not on the door, not on the outside of this tomb. This circular piece of stone. It
We're in
certainly looks like a
Greece.
tomb.
All right.
You're not in Greece. You're in the south of France.
You sure?
Does moving it get any easier now I've cleared everything away?
Moving it easier, cleared everything away. Minimally easier.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Philippe will pump blood into strength.
All right. Philippe's muscles pop out, pop,
Yeah.
and you pump blood, and the strain appears in his
All right.
face.
Will anybody else pump blood with me? Because I bet I won't be able to move it myself.
Ray is gonna assist,
Okay.
and
Alright.
she will pump blood.
All right.
Okay. Let us.
Okay,
One.
so we're going to make a strength and athletics check for both of you with your
Yep.
pumped up strengths.
Yeah.
So Philippe, that's going to be. Wow, you've got 3. No, you don't. You've got 0 in athletics. Okay.
3 successes from Raya.
3 from you.
Can
Ooh.
I assist without pumping blood? Because I have potence.
You can assist without pumping blood with your potence. Yep. Philippe, you get a 10, and yep, that's it. 110. You managed to get it moving, and then Alexi comes in there behind you. What did you roll, Alexi?
4 successes.
And then suddenly, whoosh! You push it back and open, and behind it, there is a gap, a cave that extends back irregularly into the face of the cliff, and goes quite deep, but it gets narrow and small.
All right. Well, do we want to continue our
Dark.
descent? Do we have torches? Did we have torches?
Don't know. Don't think you've got torches.
Do we have? We still
Anybody
have.
say anything about bringing torches? I don't remember anyone saying anything about
No.
Would
torches.
Raya
got a cat
have
and a
one
laptop.
anyway? Because
Raya,
Raya's like,
Raya has a chance of having a torch.
yeah.
She can roll I'm going to roll a d10, and 10 is definitely. Oh, I'm sorry, I rolled a natural 1. Raya knows exactly where there is a torch, but it's just not on her. It's next to her bed, or it's like in a really specific place where you would have kept it, but you know where it is.
It
Just
was
don't have
like
it.
in the pack of possession she was going to bring with her, but then she got nailed into a coffin and didn't bring the bag with her.
Correct.
Yeah. And so I really wish I had that bag because it had a torch in it. Can anyone see down there? Heightened senses, can you see down there or no?
I can.
Heightened
Let me-
sentences.
Yeah, I'll use heightened sentences again.
All right, heightened
Yes, same.
sentences.
There is a mosquito in my
Right.
room
Make your
and I need to
perception
find
awareness
it.
checks. Go for your life. Two successes from Philippe. What did you get, Mr. Shipman?
Just perception alertness again.
Yep.
2.
2.
Sienna got 3.
You got 3. Wow, far out. Okay. You guys can see further into the cave in the dim light beneath what little moonlight there is. The reflections of reflections in the dimness of this cave. There is some sort of object that looks like a large stone altar, perhaps.
Oh, that looks terrifying. There's
I'm
an
gonna-
altar down there.
I'm gonna go in.
All right.
I think it's
Philippe's
best.
going in carefully, putting his feet carefully in places.
Raya's going to draw her gun that she had in her ankle holster and follow Philippe. And Sienna's just going to follow, but like very reluctantly.
Okay. All right. You get closer and it gets narrower. You have to
Pull up.
crouch. And you finally, after going and crouching all the way down, that you have to crouch very low, and then the ceiling suddenly lifts up above this box in the center. You realize there's a very tiny crack above you in the ceiling where a root of a tree is broken through, and there's the tiniest little bit of moonlight peeping through from there, like little drips and drops of rain.
Well, this was definitely not a safe place to sleep.
There's earth all around you, earth and stone, probably many, many tons of it.
What does the altar look like it would be used for? Is it
Well, upon investigation checks,
perception and investigation?
upon further investigation checks,
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yep, perception and investigation.
God damn it. Rolling so many ones.
That sucks, doesn't it?
Eh.
3 successes.
3 successes.
I'll also take a photo of the statue.
All right. It's not a statue, it's an altar.
Altar, sorry.
It's a box.
Oof.
It's
Oh.
two
Raya is not paying any attention to this altar. Sienna got 1 success.
Philippe,
Sorry,
you get
the
3 successes. Why is Sienna not paying attention? Is she too
Raya.
concerned about? Oh, Raya, you're too concerned about the geography, the structure above you, and the weight of it.
Yep.
Yep, that makes sense. What did you get, Alexis?
I got 3.
3. Philippe got 3. Okay. John, was that a 1?
Yeah,
and
1.
Sage, did you go in?
No,
No, you're
I
outside.
always feel like it's best to have someone check a 6.
Right.
That's
That's a good idea.
what Sage has always done.
Sage, you want to roll a perception alertness check for yourself
Sure.
while that's all going on. Inside the tomb, it looks
$4.
like
$4.
$4. $4.
$4. That's all I require.
$4.50. I got change for that. Okay, so I'll come back to you in a second. Inside this room, this altar, you realize is big enough to be some sort of sarcophagus, and it has carvings on the outside of it.
What do the carvings say?
What languages can you read?
Sienna can read French and Latin.
French and Latin.
And
Got
English.
Ukrainian and Aramaic over here.
Uh-huh. And Philippe, you can read Italian, English, and I guess we can have a look at your character sheet, see if you've got any spare languages up your sleeve.
Raya can read Russian.
Right.
or Norwegian or whatever it was that she
Right.
speaks.
Right. All of those.
Yeah, those 2.
Okay. Intelligence and investigation checks, please.
Everybody.
So, yeah.
Oh.
Savage.
3 successes.
Savage, you're hearing them wolves, but they sound closer.
Right.
Raya
That
got
was wolves in the
1.
past.
Right?
Sienna got 3.
Sienna got 3. All right.
0.
0. Well, if those of you got 3, it says on the outside in Latin, "Hear me, ye people of sighing, the sorrows of pain and regret are left to the dead and the dying, the folk that not know me as yet."
Is this just some ancient vampire that we have to wake up or something?
But it sounds like us.
Does. Do we want to open it?
No, I do not want to open it, but
I'm worried about the wolves. They seem like they're coming closer.
I think we should open it.
Yeah, let's open it.
Oh,
Give us a
yes.
hand, Dr. Shipman.
Yeah. Okay, I'm coming. I'll give you a hand too.
Right.
If I'm gonna
Raya's
die, it
just
might
gonna-
as well.
Cock
You-
a gun and get ready.
All right. You throw the tomb open, and inside it, there is a shrouded corpse with a stake driven through it.
Oh, good God.
I jab it with my finger.
It is jabbed. It has been. It is finger jabbed. Successfully finger jabbed, I might add.
Is anyone else worried that they've sent us to be sacrifices?
I mean, if we die, then we won't have to worry about it, right?
Sage,
Just well, Kit's not here.
you
Yes,
believe
well, I don't
there's
exactly want to die.
believe there's about 1 or 2 minutes left before those wolves get here.
So we pull the stake out. Could be an ally.
We
Did,
have,
did,
Could be
did you say
dinner.
that you found liquid in the daggers?
Yep, we can feed him the blood if need be.
Let's just hope he doesn't frenzy.
Could
Sienna's
it
his
is.
blood.
It is the
I
only
have
thing I can
Doc-
foresee.
The Shipman, this is an insane idea. Feed random blood to a random vampire we just found.
I mean, we don't have to. I don't really
Okay.
see any other choice.
I tell you
Sage,
what.
you can see them now. They're moving through the trees, beginning to surround the aperture in the wall.
Okay. We
Right,
have no.
just-
You can see 5 wolves.
Well, screw it. And Raya's going to go
Can-
forward and.
Oh, hang on. You
Can-
guys can't take note of this. You don't know what's happening.
Can
You
you
guys are-
tell?
No.
This is
Okay, what-
Sage.
What are we
This
You
going
do
to
raise
is
a
her
good
just
point,
being
Dr.
like,
Shipman.
screw it. This is not her reacting to the wolves.
Right. Okay.
Can you tell how
She's
long
making
a vampire's
executive
been staked?
decisions.
How
Philippe,
long a vampire has been staked? Was that the question?
Is there any like indication of that?
You can make a medicine check. It's gonna be
Intelligence and medicine.
Intelligence and medicine difficulty is 9 because it's a vampire, and vampire medicine is just not that.
I
easy.
have an idea.
Philippe says, "I have an idea."
I have an idea.
What's
Yes.
your idea?
If the wolves come
I'm going to
close,
use a willpower point as well.
Okay.
if the wolves come close, we will wait until they come in here, and then we will pull the stake out,
0.
so he will eat the wolves and
Well,
not
1.
us.
1.
One success.
Yep.
You would say that this vampire was very fucking old indeed, and had been staked for quite a long time, because it appears to have literally no moisture in it that you can see at all. In fact, if you were to light a cigarette in this room, it may well destroy it.
Is there any other writing in this area apart from the stuff that was on the tomb?
You can make a perception alertness check.
Alright.
Or
I don't
investigation.
know if they
Perception
would
investigation.
send us to awaken something that's been longer than us being initiated.
Well, this is what I said. Did anybody hear what I said?
Wait for the wolves and then try and feed them to this vampire instead of us.
Yeah,
Okay.
Two birds,
Caitlin,
one stone.
pull the
Caitlin,
stake.
you notice that there is writing and there are pictures on pictograms on other rocks in here as your eyes are adjusted, but now you realize that the air is oxidizing the painting and the pigments, and it's literally peeling off in front of you.
What is it? What can I make out anything before it disappears?
You see something about all that enter shall be judged, something about the mountain.
Oh god. So there was just you see those tatters on the walls? Apparently a warning. Everyone who enters shall be judged. Something about the mountains.
What does clothes look like?
Sage, what are you doing right now? You're standing outside, you're watching
Waiting
the
for everyone
wolves,
to
they're
stop
circling.
talking.
You can hear them talking because they're only 25 feet away.
Yep.
Down through a tunnel. And the wolves, the first one comes running out towards you, Sage.
I get it. You're trying to chase me in. I'm dodge.
Punch it in the throat.
Excellent
Okay.
dodge.
Yeah. Next dodge.
Now, this may be the last
3.
thing. I'm. Philippe
3
grabs the
successes.
stake,
Okay.
and he says, "Everybody get behind me. If we are gonna die, either maybe those sounding wolves are gonna get us, or he is gonna get us. I'd rather one of us get us than
You say all
those
of this
things.
having pulled the stake out or before you pull the stake out?
I'm just before I pull it, because I'm giving the wolves time to get in if they get in.
Okay.
Everybody
Yes.
get behind me.
Is
Sienna's
everybody
going to back up all the way to the other side of the wall, like as
To
far
the
away
back?
from to as far as away as possible.
all right.
And
Ray is
staying
going to
close.
stand by Philippe. With
Are
her
you
gun
guys
out.
sort of hiding down behind the tomb itself? Like the actual
Well,
sarcophagus?
that's what I'm picturing.
Obfuscated.
Obfuscated. Okay. Sage, what was your dex and dodge?
3.
3. You take no levels of damage, but the wolf jumps up towards you and you push it off you. The second wolf is bolting out now, dex and dodge.
Okay. I know they're trying to push me in. 3 again.
All right, you again succeed to dodge the second wolf, the third one.
All right. 4.
It's holding you there. It's pinning you against the wall, but it's not biting you, oddly enough. But it's pushing you against the wall and it's menacing you in the moonlight. You're being menaced in the moonlight. There you go.
That
Right.
could be the title of my next song.
Your next song.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm staunching him out.
The next two wolves go running into the cave and start heading towards you guys. They're popping out down where you are now. Who's at the front? Philippe. Now you've at this point you've pulled the stake out, right? I can't hear what
You're
you're saying.
muted.
As soon as they came through that door.
Okay, so as soon as they come through the door, you yank out the stake. Very good then.
Ray is probably going to shoot a wolf if it comes too close to her and Philippe.
All right, Ray, where's this? You've got a gun on you then.
Yeah,
Of course.
I
you do.
said that before. She had one in her ankle holster and she had one in her side holster.
Of course she does.
Because she's a soldier.
So she's the only one here that's got an actual weapon. Everyone else has got a knife, right? So it's still a weapon, but hey,
Yeah.
what are you going to do?
I've
Okay.
also got a stake, but
Right now,
Yeah.
you have a stake, and Philippe has a stake too now. Okay, so you have your stake. The wolves come heading towards you. One leaps towards you, Philippe. Do you want to try and hit it with a stake? Is that what you're trying to do?
The knife and a stake.
Knife?
Yeah.
Steak knife.
No, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, Philippe, you're going with your steak knife attack. So this is going to be strength. Your strength is actually high at the moment. And melee. Two successes for you, Philippe. And the wolf soaks none of it. All right, you actually kill that wolf, Philippe, with a stake, and it dies yelping in front of you, bleeding on the end of that stake. Its throbbing body twisting and jumping even while it dies on the end of the stake. The second wolf leaps across the top of the altar towards Dr. Shipman. Oh, is he obfuscated? No?
I'll try and intercede that one before it gets to the doctor.
All right, you can make a wits and dodge
Aw.
roll.
Zero successes.
Okay, you take 2 levels of non-aggravated damage and are knocked prone to the floor.
Oof.
Oof. Okay. Sage, what are you doing?
Okay. Well, I'm having a chat to this wolf.
Okay.
I'm not actually. I might. I'm going to suck the blood out of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you're going to make a dex and brawl attack.
Take some brawl.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not gonna eat it. I'm going
Well.
to suck the blood out of it.
What Dex and suck then?
my way.
You still have to make contact with your fangs, which is a brawl attack.
Not with
It's thaumaturgy.
thaumaturgy. Yeah.
Not with thaumaturgy? Okay, I see.
No, it's the one that I could just siphon it from.
Oh, okay. Theft of blood, theft of vitae.
That's the one. Forgot what it was called.
It is my favorite.
Okay. It's my favorite when it works. Okay, I'm just gonna roll it. It's the target's willpower.
Okay.
So
can
You
call
tell
it
me,
six.
really.
6 can be the willpower.
okay, sweet. Nope, nothing.
Nothing. Okay. Wolf ignores you then and keeps struggling against you. It nips at you a few times. All right. Can you make a dex and dodge?
5.
5 successes. Well, it had 2 10s and an 8. I thought that was pretty indomitable, but fuck, 5 successes. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. They're just nips. They don't do any real damage to you. Very good. The second wolf is now on Dr. Shipman. Philippe, your wolf is dead. Alexei,
Sorry,
did
Dr.
You
Shipman.
went to intercept, didn't you? Did you make a roll for that?
Yeah, it's how I ended up on the floor and him still getting bitten by the wolf.
Right, that's quite so. Okay, Sienna, are you firing that gun?
Rhea is
Sorry,
firing
Rhea.
a gun. She got 3 successes, and Sienna got a -2 for dodging out the way, so she
Right.
probably hit herself against something.
Right. Okay. So Sienna, you ran into the wolf basically, and you are going to take 4 points of non-aggravated damage from wolf attack.
Yep.
But that wolf promptly dies from gunfire to the head.
Cool.
And the gunfire causes the other wolves to flee.
Right. Well, if I'd known that was going to work, I should have shot off sooner. Sorry, everyone.
A little bit of warning. Ow.
Right. Your ears are ringing, and you can make perception and survival checks, please.
One.
Nope.
1. Okay.
-1.
Oh, well, that makes sense for where you were, Sage.
Yeah.
Unsuccessful,
One
Sienna.
success.
And Rhea.
-1.
-1, okay. And I guess Philippe.
Survival. 1 success for Rhea.
1 success for Rhea. Let's see what Philippe gets for perception and survival. Two successes. Well, Philippe, what you notice is a little bit of dirt and dust drifting down through the moonlight.
Doggy. Drifting down through the moonlight.
Yeah, there's like a crack of moonlight shining down into this chamber that you're in from above, and a little bit of dust comes through that crack of moonlight, as if the chamber was settling after the gunshot.
Okay. I let everybody know what I've seen.
Okay.
Oh,
Pulled
what
the
do you-
stake out, right?
What do you say, Philippe? That's what I want to know. And what do you do?
Daddy's. What's the situation around me at the moment? Because some are still being.
There's
The wolves are gone.
two dead wolves. The other wolves have run away. The howling has stopped. Everything has gone dead quiet. It's very dark. Shipman's been hurt. Sienna, I think, was hurt. And Alexi, were you hurt or not? I don't think so.
I was.
You were?
Did you see?
I didn't
Did
mean
it-
to roll damage, but
Did any of you see that?
see what?
There was like a.
Oh no, we need to get out of this right now. We need to get out of the cabin. We need to leave now. Go, 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 go.
I
We take
leave.
the vampire.
Okay.
Did you say do we, or did you say I do?
I'm gonna take him. I'm gonna try him.
You're going to pick him up and grab him and start dragging him out?
Yep.
Okay, you pick him up. He's very light, actually, considering he's just a bag of bones. He or she, it's unrecognizable. It's like a mummy.
I'm pick him out.
Okay. He's
Rhea's
there
gonna
in your
drag a
arms.
wolf out.
All right.
The
Drag.
one that was probably the closest to Sage. That was closest to the door.
Okay. Very good. What do you do now? Sage, you see them come out, and Dr. Shipman's got this body in his arms in a white shroud, dirty white shroud, tattered, full of holes and insect kind of markings, and it's been here for a while. It's quite gross.
Philippe's gonna drink before he leaves one of the wolves.
Okay.
What's this, Matt? This.
I think we're having. Wait, never mind.
Okay.
Sorry, there was just a thought coming out of.
Remember too that he is currently of clear mind. Whatever that means.
Yeah. No, it was just a not meant to be in game.
Oh, Fair enough.
I
So
get
now
out of the cave
cave.
anyway.
Okay.
Freya's
Okay, or
going-
not, or don't tell me what the hell just went on in there.
Boss, you need to get
That's-
out of
that's
here.
Fine.
The ceiling is
about to
going to
cave
cave
in.
in.
I wasn't even in there in the first place.
But that's
Talking
good.
to Philippe.
I'm talking to Philippe.
He's
Okay.
feeding on a wolf.
I'm coming.
Do you guys want to make perception checks, please?
Two.
3. And
2.
Well, you
One.
hear,
The letter
s-
twos.
you hear something coming from inside the casket, the box inside. Something kind of. Ooh, it starts getting louder.
In the cave.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
And then you see the cave getting darker. And the darkness is coming out of the cave. The darkness is beginning to cover you, surrounding you.
can we still see through this with heightened senses? Jesus.
Heightened
All right.
sentences?
Yeah, heightened sentences. That's what I definitely meant to say. Heightened senses.
Heightened senses. With your heightened senses, you can see the texture of the darkness.
Are
Is
we
Is it
getting
hex?
hurt?
Is it
It's-
hexagons? Is it checks?
Yes,
What
it's
is-
correct. It's wrinkly.
Polygons.
It's wrinkly like fabric. It's like the fabric of the weave.
Is it hurting us?
Not at this point.
Is it outside the cave?
It is now. You're outside the cave. It's surrounding you.
Oh shit.
Could you please leave us alone?
I'm going to, while holding
It's hard enough to see.
the
and-
vampire, move in a different direction to everyone else to see if it follows me
So, which way are you going?
in towards the forest.
Okay, based on your last known perception of where the forest was, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, north. I'm going to go north.
All right. So you start moving north. The darkness seems to be following you, and further to that, it seems to be grasping at you, clutching at you, reaching for you, holding you, pinning you. You begin to feel tendrils of the blackness, inky blackness, wrapping itself around you, each and all.
Anyone else
Is
feel
it-
like this is a? This sort of reminds me of the Sabbat and the Shadow Lady. I do not like it.
The shadow bitch. Yeah.
So is it just going towards me now, or is it still trying to envelop everyone else?
You can't tell because you can't see.
Okay.
Do we want to restake the ancient vampire, or do what we want to do? Want to feed him?
I personally
would
want to
we-
feed him.
Why would we
But-
do that?
Well, actually, first, while
Pandora's
this
box
is
of trouble, in my opinion.
while this is happening, can I tell, even though they're sort of in tatters, what kind of clothes they are that he's wearing?
You could make an intelligence and academics check. You still there?
Oh, I wish this was in alphabetical order.
Right, that would be nice, wouldn't it? Please.
Yeah, I think it's in the order
Three.
they are on the sheet, which isn't helpful.
Not
3
helpful.
successes.
3 successes. Could be a clergyman. Could be something like that.
I want to feed him the blood, but I'm not going to do it unless everyone else is okay with that.
Okay, but you're going to do this in the dark, right?
Can
Whilst-
if I yell this out,
Yep.
do you want me to feed him or not? Can everyone else hear me?
Yeah, can I hear anything in the?
You can make a perception alertness check, I guess. I'm gonna
you do mine, Ross?
I was just going to say yes, but seeing as you asked for basically, can I hear him?
Yeah, well,
Great
I'm not
question.
exactly sure the rules of the powers.
Yeah. Any
3.
obstacle is good.
And I'm also outside, so
Perception alertness for Philippe.
Heightened senses make me yell louder as well. Does it improve vocal loudness?
Does
Since
it
it
sense?
affects
I don't
all
think it's a
senses,
sense.
right?
Well,
Oh, right.
they can
A
hear
sen-
you
a
yelling
sense of-
more.
No, right.
They
4
might be able to
successes,
taste it.
Barry. Yeah, you totally hear him say that, Philippe.
Go for it.
Do it.
I'm staying outside still, though.
Do it. I'm pretty sure he brought him outside. Like we're all outside now.
You were all outside.
Okay.
Do it.
All right. I feed him the blood.
All right. This figure begins to fill out, like where it was a limp, tattered corpse. Now it's beginning to regenerate. Doesn't happen all at once, and it's quite slow.
I'm gonna be dragging him as well, moving him away.
Right.
Like after I've fed him.
Right. Okay.
I
through
feel
the-
like he might need more than that little tiny capsule of blood. Shall we feed him some wolf?
Can you make a strength athletics check? Because you're being held in place by black tentacles.
Well, that's not gonna go. Okay. 1.
You're not dragging him anywhere. That's
Okay.
not, that's for sure. So what's everybody else doing at this point?
Raya's gonna drag the wolf to where she thinks Shipman is.
Okay, so you can make a wits and alertness check.
It's an alertness.
Wait. Just out of game.
Mhm.
Can someone be blood bonded like immediately if they drink 3 times?
No, it has to be 3 separate
Yeah.
occasions over 3
Yeah.
different nights.
Okay. That's
minimum.
right. Just checking.
Thank you. Hey. Sorry.
I'll try and get the Dr. Shipman to give him what's left of the blood thing I had.
Okay, well, you've only got you talking about the one that's inside the dagger that you've been given?
Because I haven't got to that yet. I didn't take any.
So what blood are you talking about?
The
Is that
blood
blood?
inside the dagger?
Inside the
yeah.
dagger, okay.
Yeah, I never got round to actually.
Right, well, I mean, you want to make an intelligence check?
Okay, go.
Take from this what you will, but intelligence, and we'll make it occult because that's reasonable. One success. You know enough to know that that blood was not meant for you to be drunk this evening.
To be drunk.
It was given to you, a drop of blood was given to you, but you were already fed from a cup this very night.
Yeah, but I'm passing it over to this other guy.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you give it over to Dr. Shipman. Dr. Shipman, you take the bottle and you start feeding it to him as well?
Yep.
All right. Well, this creature begins to form beneath you and twist and pull and tug at you. You feel his hands squeezing at your arm, Dr. Shipman, in the darkness. Meanwhile, these tentacles have wrapped themselves around everybody else. What are you guys doing?
Anyone else feeling like this was a mistake?
I'm trying to get out of the black.
Yeah.
Okay, so strength and athletics checks to fight against these black tentacles.
Yeah, I'll do it too.
At this point, I will
2.
burn blood.
I've only got 2 dice. So
2 successes.
Do I still have the pumped up blood from trying to open the door?
Sure.
4 successes for
4
Raya.
successes for
5
Raya.
successes.
5. Where do you get 5 from? 2 of them are potents.
Hell yeah, they are.
Hell yeah, they are. Okay. All right, you rip your way out of these tentacles. Fair enough. And so does Raya. You get out as well. Philippe, are you trying to get out or not? I cannot hear you.
I'm trying to get out, yes.
Okay, well, you have blood pumped right now.
Yes.
So you succeed somewhat, not entirely. Your
Okay.
arms are free.
I don't know any better, so I bite the tentacles.
Okay.
Because I don't know any better.
All right.
It's connected to anything, yeah?
They don't seem to be at all. They don't seem to care. They seem to be made of darkness.
Okay.
It's made of just blackness. You can't really explain it. It's totally supernatural.
Okay. All right. He doesn't, stop.
Sienna's going to try and use an ability.
Yep.
She is going to try and use dominate, and she's just going to shout release.
Right. I believe you have to see your target.
Is shadow not being like tentacle shadow darkness?
You can see the results of a discipline.
Right. So I
But you
can't,
can't see the
see the
target.
person doing it.
Yeah. Dr. Shipman, you feel
It does
fangs
not
at your throat sink in, and you're paralyzed as something begins to drain you.
I don't have to see them. It doesn't say I have to see them.
Doesn't
It just
say
says
that.
it just says you are able to give a one-word command to another. Command must be obeyed instantly. The command must be simple, concise. It doesn't say anything about me needing to be able to see them.
All right. And what?
It's
What's the target?
manipulate.
Yep.
The target.
Manipulation and
In
leadership.
that case, like you could dominate someone from anywhere.
Yeah.
It just says you are
It
able to
seems a
give a
bit
one-word
fishy.
command to another.
You'd probably have to hear it.
The command must be obeyed instantly. The command must be simple and concise. Word without one meaning: jump, stand still, laugh, cry, blah, blah, blah. If the word is at all ambiguous, the subject will react with confusion. You may include one word sentence, only stress the command word, thus concealing others what you are doing. System, the character must make a manipulation plus intimidation roll. Difficulty, the target's willpower, more success, force, blah, blah, blah. That's all it says. It doesn't say anything
Okay.
about seeing them.
All right. So let's have a roll, and let's have your difficulty is going to be 8.
8. Okay.
Also, if what you're trying to dominate is a lower gen, you won't be able to do it.
Where does it say that?
It says that restrictions when it has dominate description
The beginning of the
restrictions.
dominate.
Oh, yeah.
And then yeah.
Oh, wait, no, mind. It does dominate. It has or is requires eye contact with the subject in mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't say it in the powers. It says it in the thing above. And it's
Yeah.
just like reading. Yeah.
Right.
Apologies. I can't do it.
No worries. Okay.
The book is kind of crazy
I
sometimes.
haven't been running around trying to dominate vampires this time because I don't know whether it'll work.
It's in a weird ass place.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Okay, so you're in the inky blackness. You're trying to dominate it to stop. Dr. Shipman, you feel teeth sink into your throat, and you're starting to feel weak.
I can't do anything, can I?
You can't right now do anything, but everyone else can make a perception alertness check to see if they
I would have
heal
just
you.
let it happen anyway.
Right.
Nope.
No?
2.
Too much blackness.
Dr.
Press.
Shipman, what did you say? Trez.
3.
You hear the sound of a body drop to the floor. Dr. Shipman, you feel yourself being dropped to the floor before you pass out. You've only had like 1 or 2 blood points taken from you before you're dropped to the ground. And then the darkness retreats from everywhere, releasing all of you. And there is a flash of white in the forest for a moment, and then it's gone.
And the body of that person?
That body is gone, much
Oh.
like the flash of white in the forest.
Oh, so sorry to have mind.
Either we accomplished the thing that we set out to do, or we just made a very, very, very big mistake.
Are you all right there, Doctor? Hey.
I'm out. I'm passed out.
Are you?
You
Oh, I
just said
thought
that
you
he
said I
passed
passed out.
Did I say you passed out? I didn't. I don't think you've said. If I did, I didn't mean that.
Just
Oh,
dropped
okay.
to the
You
floor.
Dropped to the ground.
You dropped to the ground with 2 blood points taken. You were paralyzed whilst being drunken from, which is why you dropped to the floor.
You okay?
Surprisingly not too bad. I don't know if decision making wise I feel that great, but other than that, I'm fine.
Okay, cool.
I'll stand up.
This woman
Wonderful.
this woman unobfuscates from by the cave nearby. Is the woman that was on the helicopter wrapped in the robes and the silk around her eyes. And she says, "You have made your first big mistake. It is noted." And she turns and disappears again.
I wonder if that was the feeding of blood to the corpse.
Either that
Probably
or killing
was.
the wolves. Oh, good
Maybe the
God.
fact I didn't go in the cave.
As you're standing there wondering about this, you hear her say, "Never feed the master's blood to another."
Oh.
And
Right.
I know it's 2 minutes early, but I'd really like to end it there because I feel that that's a good place.
Right, so the master's blood was in the capsules. We should just fit the
Yeah.
fucking wolf to the dude.
I was potentially
I couldn't
thinking
see
I could-
anything.
I would
I
feed
couldn't
my
see any
own,
wolves.
but I don't have enough blood for that sort of carry on.
Whoops.
So
But you got given this big ass ball and all these people to feed on. You've only got yourself to blame.
she didn't feel comfortable because she hasn't seen Ellen or anything.
Well, she's hungry because of cool role-playing stuff.
Yeah, to be fair,
It's like
she also was given the smoking room, which was a lot quieter.
That's
But
also
it
true.
is, but it is
it's like
fair.
here you go. Here's a whole bunch of stuff, and
I didn't
if
feed
my
on
character is
anyone
so used
either.
to keeping it slow and like Uther's place where there was like there's no fancy stuff.
Right,
It's all just like overwhelming.
right.
But also like she hasn't mentally processed the fact that she could be changing. Like
Changing.
the whole
She
path
changed.
thing.
Right,
Getting rid of her humanity is something she doesn't really want to do.
right.
So yeah,
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah.
Well,
It's all a bit much.
I know this is an interesting, or I don't know whether it's interesting to you or not, but it's a departure from the way that we've been playing up until recently. Is it still engaging you?
Yeah. The whole time I was staying, I was just like, I fucking wish I was Kit. This is terrible. This is Kit's alley. Jesus.
I wish Kit was here too. I think it would have made Sage a bit more relaxed.
Yeah.
Because if you just
Well-
want to go back to straight old Vampire the Masquerade, running around cities doing politics and
No, I like
Ah.
it. It's good.
That's
I'm
good.
enjoying it. I think it's just like it's like being doused in ice water after being in a nice like warm summer's day,
for a while.
and you're just like, oh shit, this is going down. So it's just taking a little bit of time to like wrap your head around it.
I'm always
Right.
up for crazy stories.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I think I'd probably prefer it more if I wasn't so sleepy. But
Fair.
Yeah,
But
this
yeah.
week's been a bit of a week.
it's been hard. Like I've spent a lot of time trying to think of what nigga Sage would be. Like the dark version of Sage.
Right.
Darth Sage.
Darth Sage.
Yeah.
Darth Sage Walker.
The
And
music will
it's-
be less poppy for sure.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually thinking that. I mean, her music isn't pop anyway, but
I mean, you've
it
never
might
described
turn
it, so I
out
just assumed it was pop.
like rock or something. I don't
It
know.
goes to 90s grunge before it became a thing.
And then it becomes
Yeah.
then it
Or
ends up-
emo.
you're gonna be a
You are
rap artist.
Nirvana. You are Nirvana before Nirvana.
Probably not even before. This is 99.
True.
I'm not endorsing it, but late 90s was all about the pop punk.
Yeah.
God, I hate the music of
Yeah.
How
that
could you
time.
hate Green Day?
easily.
Period. Well, early Green Day's all right, late Green Day's not so much. But they put on a crazy show. I'll give them that much, sure.
This is true. All
All
right.
right, guys. Well, thank
Great
you
time.
very much for your
Yeah.
time this evening. I shall see some of you tomorrow.
You will.
Yes. Good night.
Oh
all.
yeah.
Good
See you
night.
all.
Bye.
Others I shall
Bye.
see later in the week. See you
Go
guys.
ahead.
Bye bye.